Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live here for the live stream of Leicester City versus Arsenal. Although it does say Arsenal versus Leicester City, this is at the home of the Foxes. And we are first in the league, playing teams somewhat further down the league. So first things first, let's have a look at and welcome Gary. How you doing, Gaz?
I'm good, Tony. Yourself, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty excited about today's game, my friend.
Yeah, big game today. Put some bit more pressure on Man City, who play later.
Yeah, let's
Extend
do
that
that,
lead at the top.
hopefully. So let's get first things first. We got the team sheet, which was a bit of a shocker because we've dropped Eddie Nketiah. And that means that Martinelli returns to the starting lineup with Trossard and Saka in the front three. Who's going to play as the striker? I'm not sure. From what people have been saying, it looks like Trossard potentially. Obviously, he's played there for Brighton. We start with Jorginho, although Thomas Partey is on the bench.
All right, guys. So this is...
Hello, Bertram.
Tony, Gary, good morning. How you?
Morning, Bertram, or afternoon, Bertram.
I should say afternoon to you. It's morning for me.
Morning to you.
I'm not getting this on the regular channel here. It's being streamed. So my feed may be a little bit slower. You guys don't have it on regular TV there. I don't think they bring 10 o'clock games when I was in the UK. No, I used to actually use Slingbox to sling the games from the US to the UK. I lived in the UK, which is really interesting. You can't get the game where it's being played. That's amazing.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, Gaz, we've got Zinchenko has been made honorary captain for today, as it is the anniversary of the war in Ukraine. I'm not a big fan of politics and football in that way, so I'd rather not talk too much about it. Good luck to the fella. But interesting, what I thought was the fact that looking at the bench, it looks a fairly strong bench. However, we got 4 defenders, and I was thinking, where is Reece Nelson?
Don't tell me he's injured again.
I have no idea. I'm literally just baffled because he was on the bench last week, didn't come on, but he's the player that I've been most interested to see. You know, look, he's obviously had his time out injured. I was hoping he would be chomping at the bit to get some action, you know, whether that be from the start or off the bench. But
Tony,
yeah,
it gets worse. It gets worse when Jesus come back. One of these person on the bench will have to drop out.
It's got to be that Curios, surely. He has to,
for sure.
He has to go.
Because I don't understand the rationale behind the four defenders. Because Tomiyasu doubles up as a left back, right back, and a centre back.
Let's treble up.
Can only play at centre back.
I think Holding is the one that drops out to me.
I think Holding is the one that drops out.
No, I don't think he'll drop Holding out. I think Holding's too important. You know, if it gets to that last few minutes, it's always Holding is his go-to player. So I've got the game underway.
It's important for Holding, but that's it to me. It's not.
I mean, you know, there's people saying, "Oh, well, we need to see Kivior," but I don't see how he gets a start or a subs place on the basis that, well, what have we seen to make us think that he should be the player coming in over Tomiyasu? I
don't think it's what we see. I think it's what Arteta sees in training, is it?
Yeah, well, we don't know what that is. So
early chance there for Arsenal. Odegaard over the bar.
So can we sync up with time? Because I'm literally just.
I'm 45 seconds in.
You're in.
I'm a minute in.
You're a minute in.
Yeah. So the ball is being played in Leicester's half. They're playing around their back. And we're pressing really high, actually, in them. And they're doing a good job keeping the ball. We have 1 possession. And now we're now playing the ball. Ball kicked over the top to Trossard. We're just playing what we call better than catch. We just playing the ball around, trying to settle the game down and move the ball around.
trying to see if I can get something that's a little bit closer to you because I'm a minute behind.
Yeah, I think we are doing the same formation with Zinchenko playing almost like a CDM role. And Xhaka more upfield, I guess. Trossard is playing a little bit different. He's coming much deeper, actually, than Nketiah would. They come and pick up the ball in those pockets, actually. It would be interesting because
it's like a false nine, isn't it?
Trossard likes to be on the ball. Yeah, he likes to be on the ball, so I'm sure we'll see more of that from him. Saka plays the ball wide to Xhaka. Xhaka looking for a pass, crosses it, trying to find Odegaard unsuccessfully. Yeah, Trossard is much more mobile up top than Nketiah in terms of his movement to try to obtain possession of the ball. We've started out the game well, though, keeping possession really well and trying to pressure Leicester.
What minute are you guys on?
2 minutes and 54 seconds. Now, we can have you do the commentary, Tony, since you're the last in the line in terms of time. And because if I'm too far ahead, then it takes a while to catch up to me. So I can be silent, unless there's a goal, which I can't be silent on.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
So why don't we have you do it, and I'll just observe. I'll be ahead of you.
Yeah, I've just ticked on to 3 minutes. I'm about a minute behind real time.
Yeah, I think I'm about 40 seconds behind real time. I think.
I don't like this stream though, man. The picture's rubbish.
Okay.
Leicester is also trying to press, which is interesting, actually. Leicester is pressing us. As soon as we get to the middle of our half, they're starting to press. Not really deep, but it's interesting that they want to play that type of game. I don't think that was their game.
Okay.
It's Martinelli in the centre there.
I think it's going to, as I said on the chat, I think it's going to be interchangeable.
Yeah, well, Martinelli looks like he's through the middle to me now. Mind you, Trossard's in the centre as well.
Yeah, they're very mobile up top now. They're interchangeable, actually. I don't think you see anybody in one given position as we had before. I think they're going to be pretty mobile. Xhaka in the box. Good shot by Xhaka outside for a corner. That Xhaka could have done better with that, actually. Leicester's trying to press, but I'm not sure that's their game, actually. I think they're going to be very vulnerable trying to press us.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the Xhaka chance now. I think he was too slow to get the shot away, Bertram.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not
as the ball comes over, he's literally got one touch there, and then he's got to hit it. He was actually trying to cross it. He wasn't shooting. He was actually trying to cross it.
He's trying to find Odegaard. Yes, I agree.
So this is something we've got to be aware of in the game today. Leicester City have scored more goals from outside the box than any other team in the Premier League this season.
Wow. That's probably Maddison, Tielemans. Though they're pretty good from outside the box, actually.
But Tielemans hasn't got a huge number of goals this season, has he?
No. In fact, he was on the bench the last game. He's probably on the bench again today.
He's on the bench
today. He is on the bench today, yeah.
Good play by Arsenal there. Out from the back. Overlap.
We play a really high-risk football, Real high risk. I guess we practice it quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like the ball play from the back all the time, Bertram. I mean, certainly, Arsenal play a very risque game when they're attempting to beat the press of teams, and I think it's obviously that a lot of teams have got into doing now. Playing the ball from the goalkeeper, very quickly into defenders. It's a risk reward situation, isn't it?
Yeah, the question is the risk worth the reward? So what do I mean by that? When do you start that? Do you start it in your own box trying to get out when the press is really high? Or do you work it up a little bit to the middle of your half? So if you lose it, you can recover. If you lose it there, you saw with Allison trying to play out or against Real Madrid, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you have to mix and match it. It can't be all one way. You know, you've got to vary it.
Great pass from Xhaka.
Keep the team guessing.
What the hell was that? Sorry.
Arsenal dominating play at the moment. Moving the ball quite
just
nicely.
made a really bad turnover in a bad era. And Arsenal don't have the ball, trying to work it upfield. I think we have taught quick passing. I think the quick passing is very obvious. You get it, you know where you are, you find your man.
A lot of one-touch passing going on.
It is one-touch passing, but also awareness passing, I call it, which is where am I and where are my teammates and how do I get into the ball in the best position, not just to anyone.
Yeah. So how's your week been, Bertram? How's things in New York?
Things are good. Had some little fender bend, well, more than a fender bender last night, and cost me a pretty penny to fix it.
Oh no, sorry to
It wasn't me. Someone was driving my vehicle, and someone just pulled out from a parking spot, which is. But anyway, too glad they were on something. So I've been running around doing that this morning. But apart from that, my week has been good.
Okay.
I'm out of town tomorrow, but couldn't miss the Arsenal game.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a special day today. I'm going to
not the Ferrari. I hope.
No, it's not. It's expensive to fix. It's a Lexus. It's expensive to fix. That's the one thing about those vehicles. That's a pretty penny to fix them. Leicester has the ball. It's 3 against 3. Nacho trying to find someone, plays it wide. Arsenal has now got back on defense. Leicester at the top of the box, looking to make progress, and they've gone back as we have recovered defensively. Yeah, the high-risk game where you have 7, 8 people forward, when you lose it, luckily we have strong, fit, quick center halves to recover and clean up when you make those mistakes up top. That's why it's difficult against a team like City, who will punish you when those things occur. Leicester is playing well, though. They're now coming to the game on. Yeah, our one-touch football, Tony, is impressive, after I tell you. That one-touch passing, impressive. One-on-one between Tite and good, brilliant tackle by Gabriel. Tite had him one-on-one in the box, and Gabriel dispossessed him, go outside for a goal kick. I think Gabriel has been good at that more lately.
I don't know what Jorginho was trying to do there.
I think he was trying to fake him inside and go back outside, but then you always should try to go inside so you have more view of the goal, shouldn't you? Probably should try to step over with his right foot and try to go with his left. But it's, interesting.
But that was a bad giveaway by Jorginho there. He tried to shoulder it back to Gabriel.
I have no idea what he was trying to do. Where are you now, Tony?
It's actually on his collarbone, isn't it? He's tried to flick it from his shoulder backwards.
9:30. I'm at 10:40.
Oh yeah, just over a minute behind.
Yeah, I'm at 10:20.
We're playing a Martinelli more in the middle today. It's an interesting setup.
Yeah.
You had a chance to get Martinelli there, Zinchenko. That was a bad decision. We got to get the ball in the box more. We don't cross the ball in the box enough. Let defenders make a mistake. Get some people in the box.
I think we've got a lot of space in midfield so far, haven't we? Every time we get the ball.
We're playing well, but I do think sometimes we got to go in the box sometimes. You can't score from way in the corner to spend top of the box. Get the ball in the box. Somebody may make a mistake, or you get in front of the defender and they foul, you get a penalty. You have to get in the box so you can create more of a danger to the opponent.
See, that cross that Odegaard's just put in there, if Eddie's there, he gets in front of that defender.
Probably.
where Trossard was behind him, didn't make the move across. That's where we missed the proper centre forward.
Ah, good ball. Zinchenko to Trossard who took a shot. That was a good opportunity right there. I think the thing with Eddie, though, he doesn't get involved in the game as much as a Trossard or a Jesus does, actually. That's Eddie's challenge. And maybe he's saving him for Wednesday. Who knows?
Yeah, I think that.
He needed the rest.
So.
He needed the rest.
He mentioned that he carried a little knock. And obviously, look, the guy's playing, extended minutes week in, week out. I think you have to make a decision to sort of give him a rest when you can. Oh,
Zinchenko tried to nick a ball a while ago, like Messi Partey does, and he was poor at that. When Jorginho gets beaten upfield, he cannot recover. He gets beaten just outside the 18, and he cannot get back. And that's the difference between Partey, which is at least Partey has more mobility and speed.
Having said that, looking at the way Leicester attack, they're not the speediest of counter-attacking teams.
No, they've had chances so far, to come at us, and they haven't taken advantage. They had a 3-3 previously.
They might have speedy players, but they're not. Their style of play isn't that kind of. They're not. I haven't seen anything to date that makes me think, they're a team that are looking to counter-attack with pace. Yeah. When you look at, for instance, the way Leeds counter-attack, Leicester don't have that in their DNA.
Yeah, our final pass is not getting to its destination. We gotta do a better job of that.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of time before that comes off, I think. But, oh, that was a bad one-touch pass. Okay, I've seen a Leicester break here. They're in their own half, 3 up against 5. Going down the left wing. The cross comes in, but Arsenal's got numbers. Header away by Saliba.
Wait on, Tony. We have 14 minutes. I'm at 14 minutes.
Yeah, you're at the same point as me.
13.
Yeah.
Just come up to 13.
Yeah, same here, Tone. I'm at 13. The picture on the other stream was rubbish. I had to change it.
Yeah, we haven't really created any real good opportunities yet.
No. That's good pressure.
Arsenal nick it higher.
Oh, no. Xhaka.
Take a shot, man.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. You're trying to find a pass that's not there.
Yeah.
You're trying to force an extra pass that's not needed. He's on the edge of the box, on his left foot. Have a shot.
I'm in favour of having a look at Vieira right now. I mean, look, I've got to give praise where it's due. When Xhaka has been on form, he's been on form. But I just think that with the way we play right now, I know there's a physicality issue with Vieira, but I'd actually be willing to take a punt in a game like this.
We have the ball on top of the box, brilliant 1-2s, just a subtle pass at the top to Saka gets him in, and Martinelli plays it outside. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that passing element in his game. He doesn't have that subtlety that you see with Jesus, for example. Tight corners, those little 1-2. Martinelli's passing is poor. And the strength of his game was taking people on out wide and getting by them, and that has not been working either.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing that used to be part of his game. That used to be a huge element of his game at one time.
I think it's a confidence thing. He's become a bit indecisive, hasn't he? He goes outside and he doesn't want to cross it. He comes back, checks back, goes again, checks back. He doesn't really do anything. Whereas Saka gets the ball and he goes to beat people.
He's not decisive. That's part of his problem, I think.
So I've just seen a glimpse of Gabriel was at one time playing one-touch passes, and now he's started to revert back to type where he's holding the ball a bit too long. You know, I just
brilliant
keep...
ball by Gizino Jacques. Is he fouled? Saka, brilliant ball by Gino between the lines. Saka going at Christensen, overran the ball, kicked out for a corner. Brilliant pass. Though. That's a brilliant pass. Right at the right pace. Yeah, Saka went inside. Inside wasn't the way to go. He went where the crowd was, defenders were. That's why I keep talking about Saka, which is sometimes you got to go outside, let the defender come to you, create more room for yourself. Corner to Arsenal.
Wonder if Smith Rowe will get any minutes today.
Yeah, I just saw him on the bench and was thinking exactly the same thing, Gary. I would like to see him, if we could get a couple of goals, I'd like to see him get some time.
Shot by Saka, left and really wide.
What is going on, gentlemen? How are you guys doing, man?
Hey, what's up, Apollo?
Yeah, I was trying to talk to you in the chat, but nobody was reading out the comments.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Shout out to Rich Poe as well. I did read your comment in the car, mate, but I didn't want to connect in the car because the traffic was so bad. It says, greetings, panel. No Nketiah starting. Is this an attempt to have Eddie be an impact sub? No, it definitely isn't, because they're getting goals from Eddie. It's more of a rest. I think that they're probably resting him for the midweek game.
He's got a little knock. Arteta said it in the pre-game conference. He said he's got a knock that he just felt he needs a little bit of extra time.
Yeah, we all thought that he needed a rest, so it'd be good because Everton is our game in hand, and obviously I think he's resting for that. Shout out to 18. Who else is in the chat? Somebody from Facebook, and I can't see who that is. So sign the waiver on the top of the heading in the Facebook panel. It says, "Allow me to show my name using StreamYard." Yeah, sign that, and then I'll be able to find out who you are. But shout out to you anyway. I don't know whether it's from Footy Banter or whether that's from 101, because we stream to various pages on this channel. Yeah, I'm trying to see who that is at the moment. All right, here we go. Gary, everything's good. Bertram, everything's good. It's Mark Clark.
Everything is good. Everything is good.
Shout out to Mark, man. Mark, if you want to join the stream, let me know and I'll send you the link. And this is Terry. Shout out to you, Terry. What's going on, bro? Afternoon to you, man. Prediction, guys. What's your prediction for today?
I'm going to go 2-0.
Yeah, I'll join you on that one.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, my barber was messing around today, so I'm slightly delayed. Sorry for that. And now I'm having to have the joy of picking up the stream. I've just checked the internal chat, and none of you lot have left a link. So I'll try and go and find one now.
You didn't try when I send you a Apollo? You didn't try to get that?
Yeah, but I've got my tablet down here. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing now. I'm going to try and stream it. Let's have a look. Here we go.
So we are 25 minutes and 26 seconds in. Shaka working the ball upfield.
25?
Yeah, 20, 34. I apologize.
I was going to say, bloody hell.
man's doing a Martibik fly, Back to the Future.
How did you get so far ahead?
I'm prognosticating
man's got a DeLorean. Holy cow.
I got a Tesla.
That was some. I thought, how does my stream falling that far behind? Must have a flux capacitor if you're at 25 minutes.
Oh, why am I getting?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're getting the ball up there, but we're just not making good decisions there. I mean, I said it before. When we get to the top of the 18, that's when it breaks down.
Yeah.
We don't shoot from outside the box well. We get the ball to the up top of the 18 well, but we don't go to the top of the 18.
This is what I'm saying. It's gone back to the old days when we're trying to walk this ball into the net all the time.
Yeah, that was Saka's range.
Yeah, when last has Martinelli taken a shot at the goal from outside the box? I mean, he can shoot.
Yeah, but how many goals has he scored from outside the box? He's not that guy. That's
No,
not.
probably
Again, you know,
It'd be
I
interesting.
kind of.
It'd be interesting to
look at
know how many goals
Southend.
we've scored from outside the box all season.
That's right.
Not
And the only
many.
person who has, you know, consistently in reality is Thomas Partey. 2 screamers.
Yeah.
Dan says IPTV is the way. It unfortunately isn't the way for me, mate, because when I watch Formula One, I watch it from multi-screens on
Why not
tablet
play Odegaard?
and everything else, and it doesn't give me that option. G says this is the key to controlling any team, or at least controlling their throw ball and quickly kill their counterattacks. What's missing that takes us to the elite levels is elite finishing. We must address our striker gap in the summer with a top draw signing. I don't think we will, because we have Jesus, we have Nketiah, and Balogun's coming back. I don't think the money that you spend, including looking at Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, you do not take that money and go buy a striker. You get a midfielder to go and help Partey.
Of course you do.
Listen, me and Tony are going to agree on this. There's only one striker to go and get.
You sell one of the 2 strikers at the bottom of the pyramid, and you go get yourself a difference maker.
Gabriel, why have you twisted that out of play, Gabriel? Just ship it out.
Nah,
he's never going to get in front
no
of you.
risk. No risk.
Alberto, he was never going to get to that ball. He was never going to get to that ball.
Play with it, and it goes to up the opponent, and we're in trouble. I have no problem starting the play over.
You've jumped ahead, haven't you, Gary?
23-30, I am at.
Yeah, you jumped ahead.
What is going on here?
We get to the top of the key and we just lose whatever we're trying to accomplish.
I mean, they've got numbers.
We have no plan to the top. We have no plan when we get there.
No, I think we have. I think the difference is they're sitting very deep. They've got a very
so your plan is you're going to shoot from outside the box, Tony, or you're going to try something. We don't have a plan. Trust me.
I don't think you can say we don't have a plan.
Well, the plan is the plan is to play our way through them. There's
every day in training.
I mean,
this
look,
is what Arsenal.
Zinchenko just give the ball away, trying to play it through 10 men in the box.
But this is the thing. This is what Arsenal do week in, week out. We've always done this, even under Wenger. You know, when you've got a low block, the way that this team is set up, yeah, it's all about basically, you know, you've got to find pinpoint passing routines. And that's what they practice all week.
I mean, we've got so much space on the edge of the box. We've got so much space 35 yards from goal. Get some movement going. Get some runners, diagonal runners. You know, it's all very one out.
I mean, nobody's standing there waiting for the ball. I think we've got the diagonal runners, but it's just the delivery. You know, you've got to make that delivery at the right time, right pace.
There you go, guys. After 51 goals that Arsenal have scored this season, we've scored 7 from outside the box.
There you go. See?
7 is a good number.
Yeah, 7's not bad. It's not a bad number.
Newcastle and Leicester both tied on 10 goals from outside the box.
Oh, we nearly had a chance there. I've just literally seen the opportunity that Zinchenko just off the ball to
We'll say
Xhaka.
Just on about 25 minutes, Arsenal 1-0, Leandro Trossard. Come on!
Yes! Get in there! That's what I'm talking about, lads. That's what is going on right now. Get in there. Nice one, Gary. Hey, Gary, let me see you smiling a little bit more, mate.
I'm just watching the goal. So the corner comes in. Oh, my stream just corner comes in from Saka.
Brilliant goal.
It's a cracker. Bertrand, talk us through it.
Edge of the area, and Trossard rams it home.
Came out to, I want to see the replay actually.
It came out to Xhaka on the edge of at the edge of the 6-yard box. He lays it back. Trossard picks it up just inside the 18-yard area and smashes it into the roof of the net. Brilliant finish. Excellent finish.
Brilliant finish. We just talked about scoring from outside the box or on top of the key.
The Leicester goalkeeper's complaining.
That's where the chances are.
Leicester goalkeeper's complaining that he was fouled.
Cross came in. He wasn't fouled.
No, I don't know if VAR is going to look at it.
Xhaka. Trossard made room for himself and went top corner. Brilliant goal.
Yeah,
Bang on the 18-yard line, it was.
I finally have a stream, guys. Let me go back to the chat.
Yeah, the keeper was fouled by his own man. He wasn't fouled by Gabriel.
My stream is 26 minutes.
Yeah, I'm on 26:45.
Wow, I'm at 26:51.
Lovely
finish.
finish.
About a minute behind the screen, then Gary, when the live feed.
Yeah, it's normally 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, mine is a stream. The referee's been asked to go to the monitor, so they may be looking for a foul here.
But see, this is where the referee should be able to say, I think that's a goal. He doesn't have to agree with what he's being shown.
I don't know what they're calling because the referee...
They're calling a foul on Ben White and on Ward. That's what they're calling.
Play resumes.
There's no foul.
Play resumes. Play resumes. Goal is given.
There's no foul. What is VAR thinking? VAR is out of control. There's no foul.
They're thinking exactly what they did when they disallowed
It's been disallowed. It's been disallowed.
That's not a foul. He's saying White held the keeper.
Oh no! Bertram, Ben White is actually holding the other goalkeeper's hand. He's holding the goalkeeper's hand.
Yeah. But that was stupid by Ben White because there was no reason to do that.
Yeah, Ward. It was Ward. So it's disallowed.
He was holding his left hand actually.
He's holding his hand. Yeah. That's why he didn't. That's why he fluffed the punch.
Yeah, he did hold his hand. He held both the keeper and the defender's hand.
That's a shame. That finish, guys, was on his right foot. He's two-footed, as we know, and he looks comfortable on his left or his right.
That was done by White. Actually.
I only just spotted that literally in the last second. He's got the goalkeeper's hand.
Yeah.
Gary, that's why I said when Bertram said, "What's the foul?" That's why I said it's on Ward from Ben White. I think a lot of people might.
Yeah, it didn't look like it, but then when I was watching it in the slow mo, just as they slow mo'd it, then you could see him clearly holding the keeper's arm.
Yeah. To be honest, I've seen so much. He does get a fist to it, but that's light though. That's light. I've seen so much against us.
Still a foul. Still a foul.
It's a dumb foul, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bertram, it's one of them silly fouls that you don't need to commit.
Dumb foul. I'm not sure what you're trying to accomplish with that foul.
That's a shame for Trossard. Yeah, it's a shame for Trossard. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, I agree with Dan. Dan says it's amazing what they managed to spot against us. Exactly. And when it comes to other teams that we play, they don't spot anything. 100%, Dan. Cam says this is the only benefit of a slow stream. When the goal is coming.
Inacio is in on goal. Goal Leicester.
Wow.
Like maybe offside though. I think he's offside.
No, he's got to be offside there. Yeah, he has to be offside.
Yeah. Well,
he's not even celebrating.
Let's wait for VAR.
The flag's gone up, Bertram.
No, it doesn't matter if the flag go up or not.
No, he put the ball in the net, Apollo, so they have to go and look at it.
Yeah,
it's not even close, that one, guys. That's well offside.
What minute are you guys on, please?
30-30.
30-30.
30 for me. I'm behind, but I don't mind being behind because I've got to deal with all the chat and everything on the stream, so I don't mind all of that. You guys in the chat continue to keep me busy. I don't mind.
Yeah, miles off.
Here come Arsenal with Trossard out to Martinelli. Oh, come on, Martinelli. So indecisive, boy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That when I talked to you in the beginning about the decision
fouled
making.
On that play? Come on, referee. Was he fouled? Let's see what happens. Let's see if VAR will get involved here.
Right, I'm going to do a Tony and tuck into my sandwich while you lot are doing that. I'm just going to go on mute.
What happened?
Zinchenko wide left into my. What's
No,
happened there?
player's been stopped. I'm not sure what happened. Saka was taken down, but I'm not sure what they're calling in the
It's an
box.
offside, I think.
Yeah, VAR is checking for a Saka penalty.
Yeah, I think
guys.
Saka was
VAR,
fouled, actually.
VAR is checking for a Saka
I think
penalty.
he was fouled. It looked like he was fouled to me.
He rugby
The
tackle to
defender
the
ran into
floor.
it. Yeah, he's taken
Rugby tackle to the floor.
Yeah, he tackled him to the floor. He did tackle him to the floor, but they're not calling anything.
That would have been good in the Six Nations. Jesus. Nothing given.
Yeah, I'm surprised VAR didn't have a look at that, actually.
Wearing the wrong kind of shirt, isn't he? "33 minutes has flown past."
What minute you guys on?
33.
33.
33-10.
So I picked up a little bit. I'm about 30 seconds behind you now. Just seen the foul on Odegaard, so
The game has been playing in our half at the moment. Trying to move the ball up field. Leicester's trying to, when they win the ball, be quick in their attack, but their passing has been wayward somewhat.
Oh, that's better. I've got my normal stream back.
I'm at 34 minutes.
Yeah, 34-16.
Oh, I'm not far behind there.
Picture was terrible on the other stream. It was absolutely shocking.
Come on,
Need to
Martin.
change
Take
the
him on
banner.
one-on-one. Don't wait. Take him on.
Need to change the banner. It still says 1-0.
I'll do that. Oh.
Good ball. Oh, go on, Saka.
Watch me cross the darn ball. You're annoying me now. You had the ball on top of the box. You play with the ball. You have 7 people in the box and you don't cross the ball. Now they're attacking us with 4 against 3. You're creating pressure on your own team. You're annoying me.
See, this is what I mean.
When you play football, he has the ball on top of it. He has 4 times across the ball. He made none of those crosses and made a bad pass and then put us under pressure. That's just annoying football.
Cross it. Oh, come on, Martinelli. Jesus, I see. I'm just where you're talking about, Bertram. It's so much opportunity to cross that ball.
There are 6 people in the box at one point, almost, and between the top of the box and the box. Put the ball in the box. What are you waiting for? That's why you go on the bench, and you should be changed at halftime. You're not adding any value. Sorry, no value.
This is what I mean about his indecisiveness. He goes one way, then he goes back outside onto his left foot. Ample time to cross it.
Who are you talking about, Gary Martinelli?
Yeah.
I have no idea what he's trying to do.
Ample time to cross it, and he just doesn't do it.
Yeah,
I don't think you got anyone to change him to. Who would you change Martinelli for?
Probably Nketiah, I guess.
Yeah, you've had your 45 minutes rest. On you go.
Martinelli, you had the ball 4 opportunities across the ball. You took none.
Yeah. Just it was
like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was bad.
That's ridiculous.
Especially because it leaves, when we've got so many players in an advanced position, you put your defence under attack because they're having to 4 against 3. You know, just makes no sense. No fouls, Gabriel.
I've got this stream lasting forever, but I just can't get to it. This is awful.
It's a breaking play anyway. Iheanacho's down.
Yeah.
So Leicester throw halfway
game
inside
has
the half.
restarted. Ball is upfield. Leicester has the ball in their own half. The game has restarted.
Oh, you're going to caught a little straight boot in the face.
This is the worst, man.
Marquinhos just scored for Norwich. See, Marquinhos could have been playing instead of Martinelli.
Anybody can play. Anybody can play instead of Martinelli. He's just really bad, actually.
It's really.
He just got a yellow card too for a foul, because he's waiting for the ball to come to him versus attacking the ball. Got dispossessed.
Yeah, he does that. He does that a lot.
So we're going to see Eddie on, and we're going to see Martinelli off, and then
He's not
Trossard
adding
back.
anybody. He's
See
been
that?
beyond poor.
Great tackle from Gabriel. I've just seen Martinelli's foul. What a stupid idiot this guy is, man.
I don't call him an idiot. I just say
It's just beyond belief. It's so bad.
It's
for a guy that showed so much promise and delivered so much. He doesn't even look like the same player.
Is that really a yellow card?
It is, because he got one.
Hey, Gary. Well, he's got paid now. He's got paid, mate.
Who?
Martinelli. Got his contract.
That's the thing. When they get their contract, they all go downhill, don't they? If you just do pay as you play.
That's what they do in the NFL.
that's what it should be. That's what it should be.
Gary, do you know in the NFL you don't get paid in the off season?
Good.
Yeah, you only get paid for the games that you play.
That's the NBA too. So you get a very shorter window.
That's what it should be. It should be It should be like in the office, isn't it? Performance related.
Yeah, but it's not actually like that, Gary. Yeah, Apollo makes it sound like it's pay as you play, but it's not.
You get paid in the period where you're
pay as you
playing.
play.
When you're actually playing, you get paid.
You get your yearly salary.
17 weeks.
You just get it in the term time, basically.
Yeah.
Why didn't Ben White just let go of his hand? Just let go of his hand just as he jumps for the ball. Let go.
Because that would have been smart.
He's going to get a bollocking for that at half time, mate.
That would have been smart to do. Yeah, that was a bad decision on his part.
He's going to get a bollocking
So
for that.
Arsenal are...
Corner to Arsenal. I'm on 40 minutes, just coming up to 40 minutes.
Yeah, Martinelli just had the ball out. He's like he's playing for Leicester today.
Rich Pro says, Gary, panel, we are an age where we must wait until the VAR process is complete. Changing times, gents. Celebrating goals concerned. Yeah.
I agree with that one.
Fans think, yeah.
I agree with that one. You got to wait for VAR. Don't celebrate until VAR makes a decision. I've gotten there, actually.
But you know what? We can't take that away from us fans. Look, when a goal goes in, it's that moment, isn't it? I'd rather celebrate and get disappointed.
Hey, Tony,
Oh my God! I've just seen the Martinelli header, Bertram.
I told you.
Oh my God! I want to turn it off now. Get this guy off
But
the pitch.
Zinchenko puts him off.
No way! He hit his shoulder. He's nowhere near heading the ball, and it went out back near the corner flag.
No, but Zinchenko puts him off.
No way, man!
Yes,
Just call your name. He knows his name, doesn't he?
Zinchenko is right in front of him.
Yeah, but so shout for the ball. Shout for the ball. Martinelli's ball. Or whatever they call themselves.
He should have done, but he gets it all wrong because Zinchenko is right in his path. I understand what you're saying. It's a bad header, but it's not.
It's a bad shoulder.
Rich Pro says, Bertram, you should know better. We're used to hearing a bag of excuses when Jamaica are playing. Excuses, referee bias, leave it out. It says 12th man, positive energy. Hey, you always get positive energy from me, bro. Always. Martinelli play, has Arteta not gone through drills and training? He has, but ever since Martinelli had that game against Man United, against Bissaka, and the other game he played where he just couldn't pass the right back, he's been shot. His confidence has been just completely drilled. And Cam says
Martinelli. No, guys, you got to see this one. He needs to come off the field now, not halftime. Now, no, seriously, he needs to be taken off now. Don't wait until halftime. Take him off now.
What's that going to do for his confidence, Bertram?
I don't care. We're not looking for confidence. Get confidence in the half season.
Yeah,
you look at this play. No, you guys watch this play that's coming up and tell me.
Yeah, I'm just watching now. Zinchenko in the middle.
Watch the play. Watch the play.
So Nuno Tavares kind of situation.
Tragic, absolutely tragic. That's when he's got to cut back inside because the defender's committed himself. The defender's committed to the tackle.
No, Gary, he could do anything except what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. God.
Exactly, Tony.
He's got to kick himself for that. He's got to kick himself for that. I mean, literally.
He's getting fed. He's doing nothing with the ball that he gets. Nothing. He's not contributing. I don't want to knock the kid. He's young.
What was he thinking?
But now is not the time to be baby trying to win a title.
Yeah.
You can't carry
Bertram,
people.
that hasn't stopped you with Saka. So go and knock the kid, man. Knock the kid. Unlike Saka, he getting paid now, Bertram. The money already. We already made the first installment on his bank account.
You know what the interesting thing is, yeah? Martinelli's getting the ball way more than Saka at the moment.
Yeah, Saka's hardly been in the game.
Yeah.
But, we said before, I think Tony said before, there's no Saka come and play over this side. Martinelli let's swap sides. It's just so regimented. It's like you're here, I'm here, this is how we're going to do it. There's no swapping over during the game. Martinelli's getting the ball all the time.
We're playing aimlessly. There is no purpose to the play today. I'm sorry. There is not.
We're a second half team, everybody.
Yeah. It's a hard watch. It's a hard watch.
Well, luckily for you guys, my streams have been diving out. So I've been fighting 4 or 5 streams and I've not had anything consistent.
You haven't missed nothing.
I told you to try that app. You still haven't done it.
I've got nothing to app with, bro. I've got my PC,
your computer.
Yeah, I've.
You can't download from the App Store on your computer?
No, I'm on my laptop at the moment trying to find it. On my work.
You really need to get an IPTV, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, I've decided to stay away from that, to be honest.
That is the weakest foul I've ever seen given on Saka.
I know, right? All the time he gets fouled.
And the little tiniest little nudge, and he's given a free kick.
Yeah,
we're out of sorts as a team. Our front line is not doing it.
I mean, let's also address the Odegaard issue. He's not been in the game.
No, he's not. He's been poor for the last few weeks, thankfully.
So I mean, much though we malign Martinelli, I don't think anybody else is coating themselves in glory at the moment.
Yeah, but Martinelli just stand out of making just bad plays. It's not
he is, but you know what?
Decisions.
We're showing you why he's dropped. Showing you why he was dropped.
Nobody else is showing.
That's a terrible free kick, man.
Somebody was always balling out in previous games. Now nobody's balling out. I mean, literally, Arteta has to make a change. Look, why doesn't he put Martinelli up front and bring Trossard out left?
Guys, this if we win the title, it would be incredible because not only have we had to fight with our inconsistencies, not only have we had to fight with the youngest manager in the league and the youngest team in the league, but when you have instances like, VAR is meant to show clear and obvious errors, and all it's been doing is working against us. I mean, that penalty on Saka, I've seen that given so many times this season, and yet against Arsenal, it's not given. The 2 points lost against Brentford. I mean, guys, we are it's not us against Man City. It's us against everything at the moment. It really is. It just seems such a tall order for everything to go wrong.
Yeah, half time 0-0.
It's crazy.
It's I just think there's so much space in this game. Odegaard just needs to take a little step back. See, look, there's Martinelli through the middle there, and he's caused more drama than Trossard because he's got the pace to get on the end of things when the ball's played over the top.
Martinelli's causing drama to himself. He's not causing drama to the opponent.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Absolutely nightmare.
We gotta take a step back and try to figure something out.
Absolute nightmare. Rich says, panel, mark our cards. In your opinion, who are Arsenal's most intelligent and footballing IQ generals? Martinelli is seemingly up there. That is number one is Zinchenko. Number two is Odegaard. I put them at 1 and 2. Tony, who would you say? IQ, footballing IQ, intelligence. Who are your top players in the team?
I think the same, but I'd reverse it. I just think Odegaard, and then when Odegaard is on his number, he's almost Ozil-like.
Football intelligence. There's a lot of people. I mean, Jorginho, Partey, Odegaard.
I should say Thomas Partey because he absolutely dominates on his own.
Levels.
Yeah,
he's literally
you
and with all of the players on our team, he can go into any team in Europe. Any team in Europe in that that central midfield. He can walk into any team in Europe. He's the one player that I would say, no, you know what? If you bring this guy in, you got to drop your man. I don't think I can say maybe Saka in different aspects. I wouldn't take Mahrez out and put Saka in there because I love Mahrez. But then I would put Saka on the left. I would have them like that. But then look what they've done to Phil Foden. They've dropped Foden. I don't know why. How you drop a guy like Foden? It's just
at this point, Smith Rowe cannot be worse than Martinelli. Not possible.
Yeah, I agree.
He can replace Martinelli. We would be gaining, not losing. Not the way Martinelli has been playing.
The question there is how much minutes can he play? Because he ain't played in 4 months.
Yeah, but if he's on the bench, he's got to be fit to play.
No,
if there's an injury, if there's an injury after 2 minutes, you can't say, "Oh, well, you can't go on, Emil, because you're only here for 30 minutes." That's ridiculous. Don't be on the bench.
The problem is your definition of if you're fit, you got to play. Because if
No.
4 months,
I didn't say that. I said if you're on the bench, you have to be fit to play. So if there's an injury after 2 minutes,
Gary, the question
that's
is
what I'm saying.
how long?
If you can't play 90 minutes, you shouldn't be on the bench.
But that's not how football works, Gary. If
you find
I don't know any manager in the league who would take a player who's been out for 4 or 5 months and playing for 90 minutes in one game. Who does that?
He shouldn't be on the bench.
No, you got to put him on the bench so he can get 10, 15, 20 minutes. You got to ease.
Yeah, in that scenario, I agree. In that scenario, I agree. But also, say if there was 3 injuries in the first half, you can't turn around and say, "Well, we can't bring him on because he's only going to last for 15 minutes."
I think that's the position that he'll find himself in, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that is the position. I agree with what you're saying, but what I'm saying, imagine Martinelli gets injured. Martinelli gets injured, Trossard gets injured, and Saka gets injured, all in the first half. You can't say, "Well, we can't bring Smith Rowe on because he's only got 15 minutes in him," can you? He has to be able to play at least 45 minutes. Let's say 45 minutes then, not 90. He has to play 45 minutes at least, 60 minutes at least. If there's 3 injuries, you got to make subs.
And he probably would, Gary, but it would be if he got re-injured in that situation. And remember, when he came back fit in January, he had the reoccurrence of the thigh injury, which kept him out for
on the bench then. Shouldn't be on the bench then. Shouldn't be on the bench.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works, Tony.
But you could play behind closed doors games to get him up to speed. Yeah. So when he comes onto the bench, like I said, if there was injuries in the first half and he has to play an hour, you can't say, "Well, he goes on. He's only got 15 minutes in him." That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, but that's where we are at the moment. Because when you look at last season,
poor management, then, isn't it?
And we had Nketiah on the bench. The other 4 players were all academy players who didn't feature at all. So we literally had, with the exception of Rob Holding. But then injured.
You've just literally said what I've been saying for weeks, that the Arsenal squad is just so depleted that you literally have to just throw likes of Kroos and Dubry onto the
How did I
bench.
know you was going to say Cozy or Dubry? How did I
Because
know?
that's what it's about.
But Tony, there's no point complaining about it because we're going through that transition.
I can
we're
complain
building
about it because at the end of the day, we pay the money to finance the team. The team shouldn't be devoid of players. And when you make stupid decisions like sending 2 players out and leaving yourself nothing to cover, then that's idiocy.
Well,
if I'm the manager at Arsenal, there's no way I'm sending Sambi Lokonga out and I've got El Neni injured and I'm only replacing him with 1 player because that doesn't give me sufficient cover.
That was a strange decision.
But what you have to take into consideration behind the scenes is if a player is asking to get playing time for a loan,
that doesn't count, Apollo.
Yeah, you don't have those conversations with those people at Arsenal, Tony. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter, Apollo. If a player wants to go and play more minutes, yeah, but I'm on a title run and I need numbers. Do you think Foden goes to Pep Guardiola and says, "Oh, I want a loan move because I ain't getting the minutes because somebody else is in my position"? Hell to the no, bro. Yeah, I need you because I'm playing 2 games a week.
Yeah. I mean, we know Jorginho was brought in, and since he's come in, that's what we didn't do last year. Like some people are saying, this is exactly the same as last year. It isn't, because
it's different. It's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's a lot different.
Excuse me.
Shout out to Danny as well. Danny was one of the few people like myself who actually thought that the January window was worked out in our favor. The only frustration for me is I haven't seen Kiviar yet. We paid 20 million for this kid. Where is he? And he's not just a centre back. He can play defensive midfield.
Well, before you come onto the stream, Apollo, we was just saying about when Jesus comes back. Obviously, there's no Nelson on the bench. So who out of all, there's 4 defenders on the bench. So who misses out? Some Bertram and Tony were saying Holding.
No,
I don't think Holding misses out. So for me, it has to be that Kirior. Yeah, but then we're not going to get a chance to see him. Yeah. And no one knows what he. Obviously, Arteta sees him in training and has to make a decision if he's ready to play. So.
Yeah, and the thing with that is, you have to remember he was playing Champions League football before we bought him. It's like a lot of people are talking about Cody Gakpo. And by the way, Tony, I wasn't around to hear what Neil was saying about Gakpo last night. I think the question was asked. But now he's starting, he's going to take some players time to adapt to the Premier League. Now Gakpo's starting to ball out. He's scoring goals. His link play is really good. He only costs, 47 million euros. But the fact is, he was playing Champions League football and international at the World Cup. He was one of the stars of the World Cup. Look, man, if we got a guy like Kiviar, who everybody was after, and, we spent 20 million on this guy, we got to play him. It's like that's my frustration with Fabio Vieira. You spent 36 million on Fabio Vieira.
That's a blatant penalty on Saka. They just showed the Saka foul again. That's a blatant penalty, man.
That's what I said to you.
You can't even get no more stonewalled than that.
So VAR spotted the foul by Ben White with their needle eye and the eagle eye, and didn't spot the foul on Saka. It's amazing.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I said 10 minutes ago. And this is the problem. This is what's going to hurt Arsenal's chances of winning the title. We got to go through.
I'm just listening to what Ian Wright's saying.
By the way, Apollo, Gakpo is not balling out. I've watched Gakpo. He's not balling out.
Ian Wright's going mad.
Yeah, I said he's improving and getting better. It takes some players time to get acclimated to the Premier League. But I'm only going by what Liverpool fans I was saying, and I would have liked to have seen what Neil was saying last night. I didn't catch that bit from Tony. Tony,
he says ordinary.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Apollo. Don't forget, Liverpool are a struggling team. So it's not helping his game, much like Mudryk probably at Chelsea. When all the players around you are struggling, there's no fluency in your own game because you can't do it all on your own. If you come into a team like Arsenal or Man City, same with Mudryk.
Hey, Gary, I'm not going to stick up for Mudryk, man. I've seen his last 3 games. He is an absolute car crash at the moment. His first touch has been so bad. There's no defensive game in there. His positioning has been awful. He's lightning quick. I like
talking
when
about
he
Mudryk.
gets forward. Yeah. I like when he gets forward, but he's absolutely awful in link play. He's given the amount of times he gives. You know what he reminds me of? When Sanchez was leaving Arsenal and he just gave the ball away time after time after time and just looked like a lost sheep. That's who Mudryk looks like right now. He needs someone who's going to manage him. You know, remember when we first saw Martinelli and he was like the Tasmanian devil? His head was just spinning everywhere. And Arteta just took him down and slowed him down. You know that saying, Bertram, in order to speed up, you have to slow down. That's Martinelli. That's what
Martinelli
Mudryk
looks like Mudryk. The Martinelli we see now looks like Mudryk. Mudryk brother.
Oh my
He must be
God.
living close by and sharing information.
So Danny's saying Vieira on for Xhaka, Eddie on for ASR. Yeah, I would 100%, Danny. Rich says, so to be clear, is there a vendetta against Arsenal? I think there is. Nah,
I think we're just getting bad calls. I don't think there's a vendetta.
But bad calls is one thing. No calls is another, Bertram. When people blatantly don't see things.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on.
Two different things.
No call is a bad call. And no call which is a foul against you is a bad
If that would have been rugby union, if that foul would have been committed in rugby union, right? You guys watch rugby union, yeah?
No.
If
We're watching
that foul
NFL and NBA.
would have been committed in rugby union, the referee, the video ref would have told the ref, go and look at this.
But Gary, they
Because
got that
the
from
video
the
ref
NFL.
will tell the on-field referee there's a foul in play. It's a penalty.
Gary, they picked that up from the NFL. In the NFL, when you
Then
make a
football
call,
needs to get more like rugby, where the video ref is actually helpful rather than seeing the negative things in the game.
Because I think that I talked to Tony.
I don't really. I only watched the Super Bowl.
I talked to Tony and Bertram a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying that they're trialing that from next season in Europe, where referees have to explain the calls that they make. I think they're voting on it, the Premier League, at the end of March, whether it's going to be implemented here, but they're definitely trying to bring it into Europe. And I want the referee to explain themselves. Danny said, I think there's an unconscious bias against Arsenal. I don't think the refs intend to screw us. It's just in their subconsciousness. Yeah? Just like if one player makes a tackle and if Xhaka makes a tackle, it's two different cards you're seeing.
Now, here's my view on this, which people don't seem to realize. So in the UK, the players are not all from the UK. Most of the managers are not from the UK, but all the refs are from the UK. There is a talent deficiency in the referee in the UK. It's a fact. If you want world-class players and world-class owners and world-class everything that you have, then you got to go outside the UK and bring the best referees in too, as far as I'm concerned. Because if the majority of the parties to the sport are not from the UK, you can't tell me all the best referees are in the UK, because they're not. You're going to have referees then who are not competent enough to be reffing games at this level, given the level of quality in the field and the speed of the game. And that's the only one part of the entire football establishment in the UK that is on that. You think about ownership or managers or players, that's the one thing that's totally British.
So, guys, I'm going to show you how one-sided this game is. It's ridiculously. Tony's probably already seen. Look how one-sided this game is. It's ridiculous. Arsenal 74% ball possession. Forget Arsenal. Don't look at Arsenal. Focus on Leicester. 0% XG. I don't think I've seen that this half this season. 0%.
The one thing that's focused on.
No
What's
shots.
the score? What's the score?
Nil,
They just need to nick a goal and keep defending.
Yeah. I mean, Leicester. Are Leicester actually playing at home here, or are they playing in their local park? Because I can't believe they're putting a performance like this in front of their home fans.
Yeah, but they're playing a much superior team.
Yeah, but the onus is more on Arsenal then to go and take the lead in this game.
Yeah.
Danny says 100% Bertram. I've been calling for foreign refs for a long time.
They've got to go and impose themselves on the game.
The problem is
we're not doing that.
foreign refs.
Martinelli's coming back out, by the way, guys. Martinelli's coming back on the field, which is amazing.
What?
He started the second half. He's come back out.
But there's no surprise. There's no surprise there, Bertram, at all. I'm not one bit surprised.
Yeah, no changes. No changes.
Arteta ain't that guy, bro. He don't do them things. He don't make changes at
Arteta
half-time.
doesn't make subs at half time.
You know, if it was Conte, Martinelli be changing in the 35th
made
minute of the game, right?
Yeah.
If this was Conte, changing in the 35th minute, it'd be like it's not working.
He has made changes at halftime. It's just not normal. When you make a change at halftime, that's when you admit that you got it wrong. And at the moment,
yeah, he doesn't like. He's one of them that doesn't want to admit that he gets anything wrong.
If it wasn't for Martinelli, we probably would have scored.
But Martinelli's had a stinker.
I totally agree with you guys. So, guys, most of the reason why the refs are not here from Europe is because of Brexit.
Stop fucking crunching in my ear.
Yeah.
Stop crunching in my ear. Just chew the damn biscuit.
Brexit went really well.
You're trying not to make any noise, and you're making more noise.
It's been brilliant.
Go in the kitchen and finish your biscuit.
It's been brilliant for Europe.
Yeah.
It's been brilliant for Europe.
Sorry, Gary.
All those Brexiters are now hiding.
I tried to mute you there, Gary.
Can't see them. Can't see the Brexiters. They're hiding. Game has restarted.
All right, here we go.
Let's start attacking deep in our half.
I can't believe that Leicester hardly had any of the play. We've lost Gary for a second. I think he's. I tried to mute him there, but I couldn't get that done. So yeah, Leicester kick off the second half. My stream is quite a bit behind you guys. In fact, let me go and get my tablet and see if I can log into live.
Martinelli in the box. Cross it, Martinelli. Go, Martinelli!
Oh my God!
Wait, he hurt himself really bad, it looks like, too.
Oh my
God!
Like
he has a D damage. He scored, so, it looks like he had a D damage.
So, guys, that's probably the reason why.
Yeah, no, he looks like he's really hurt. It's like he's hurt really bad, by the way.
Oh my God! It's probably the reason why Arteta did not take him off.
Support. I'm not sure what happened.
How?
And we know he's had knee problems, right?
Half.
We know he's had knee problems.
But
no, I'm not quite there yet.
The ball was played out, played over the top to Trossard, went between the legs of the defender. Martinelli ran on and placed in the far corner. So the ball has been kicked around. Leicester misplayed it. Gabriel played it over the top to Trossard. Trossard ran onto the ball. Martinelli sprinted. He played between the legs of the defender. He touched it. He kicked it. His left foot went out.
Yeah.
It looked like he hurt his right foot, though. Which is weird.
He has hurt his right foot.
But his right foot is the one that kicked the ball, so why?
He looks in pain.
It looks like he's got his cleats got stuck in the turf or something as he came down after shooting. It's like the leg.
Yeah, this is a bad injury. This is a bad injury.
But it doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense. So he kicks right foot.
The ball.
He got hurt when he fell.
Yeah, the foot goes into the turf and looks like the leg wants to move, but his foot is stuck in the turf.
Yeah, yeah. G's saying brilliant by Trossard, Bertram.
Yeah.
I must say brilliant by Martinelli and Trossard.
Yeah, yeah.
He plays it in the far corner. So brilliant by both of them, actually. But he doesn't look, he was in a lot of pain. It may be just the pain initially, maybe better. So look, let's see. Comes in, kicks. I don't see how he hurt his right leg. Oh, no, he got stepped on. Okay. He got stepped on by the defender who was following. I think that's what happened. He may not be as bad as it seemed. I think Ndidi coming over the top stepped on him, actually.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, because it didn't make sense him hurting his knee there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it intentional?
No,
I think he was trying to just.
Yeah.
When you're in that situation
it's his knee.
As a defender, yeah, he stepped on him.
Yeah, it's his knee. It's not his foot. It's his knee.
And also, when you are, let me say this. When you're South American, you're very expressive when you think you have been hurt. Let me put it that way. Very expressive. Because you would think that he was out of the count, right, Tony? Given how he was, because they call for the stretcher immediately.
Yeah.
Leicester now trying to attack. This would be good for us, actually, because no Leicester has to come out and play.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never want to go 1-0 down against teams like Leicester who just sit behind the ball.
Yeah. Because you have to remember, guys, a point for them in situations like this is a good thing.
Yeah.
That's why they're quite happy to. They really haven't been in the game at all.
I don't know if it's a point, Apollo. I think we just overmatched them with the way we play. The way we play. Remember, we had more possession when we played City. Which is amazing.
I know. I talked to you about this in the car before this morning,
which doesn't happen to City.
Yeah. And did you hear Jack Grealish's comments after the Arsenal game? He was like, we were struggling to keep up with them. He was surprised with the result because Jack Grealish was saying, Arsenal, they're a very. I think people don't realize how physical we are as a team, even with Thomas Partey.
Well, we have two massive centre halves, right? People don't realize.
Yeah.
6'3", 6'4", 230. Well, pounds. I know you guys talking stones. 220, 230. They're big people. And they're quick and they're athletic. That gives you a lot of ability to
add
play.
Ben White and Tommy Atto into that mix as well. There's a decent 4 there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
When I'm talking about the two centre half, I mean, our right and left back are not the greatest attacking wise, but they're good defensively. So
Ben White kicked the ball with stupidly, man.
Andrew, greetings to Andrew. Good to see you, bro. Let me know what your comments are in the game so far. Roger, big shout out to you, Roger. Nice of you to join us. Let us know what your thoughts are on the game as well. A couple of you lot, I can see some people in the chat a little bit quiet. It's because this is one of those games, man. This is one of those games, guys. And this is what the game needs. The game needs Leicester to come out at us, but then they could let another one in.
Yeah, Leicester are not silly. They're still going to sit. They'll try and stay in the game for as long as they can.
Yeah. They're not going to go kamikaze for it. They're not going to do. They're not going to send.
But this is where Arsenal need to speed up the play.
Trouble! Come on! Attack him!
Play at a higher tempo.
Oh, that was close. Oh, come on, Saliba! You have to do a better job. Saliba against who was it on the left here? Who's the left winger for Leicester? He's got to do a better job. We got to get closer to him.
Harvey Barnes, isn't it?
Harvey Barnes. He allowed him space, and Harvey Barnes almost picked out the forward coming in the right. You have to get closer. You should have learned against Ollie Watkins that you have to get closer and push him someplace.
Yeah.
Give him a chance to make a decision. You should have learned from last week. Same situation. Not saying you should run and tackle him, but make him feel your presence.
That was very. The other player was almost on the end of that cross as well, weren't he?
He was.
But see, that's what Saliba there is showing him too much of the outside. He's covering the inside too much.
Right? You have to make him feel him. You don't want him to roll you, but you
but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Bertram. He's covering the inside too much. He needs to be more further across.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper knows he got away with one. No shots on target. Gonna keep blaming no Jesus every week. We don't do anything. Players probably gonna look for Saka to bail us out in the second half again. Well, Martinelli did straight off. Cam says that VAR check for the holding of Saka is clear corruption. Xhaka sometimes can't keep up with the ball, slows too much of the plays. I want Zinchenko in his place and let Tierney play at left back. Sorry. And Andrew says, I'm not watching. It was important, as Gary mentioned, that Leicester did not score first. Yep. 100%, bro. 100%.
Martinelli better cross.
When you concede goals first to teams that just sit in two low blocks, you're asking for trouble.
So I just want to point out, guys, Martinelli is still on the pitch. He seems to have shaken off whatever knock he picked up at the start of the second half.
Yeah, he's fine.
So, guys,
ball now deep in Leicester's half.
I'm hoping we win because it's my birthday on Monday, and I do not want to start this week. And I'm off on Monday. I've taken the day off to try and pamper myself. Hey, Bertram, at my age, you need to pamper yourself as much as you can.
I think you should actually.
Guess where I'm going tonight, boys?
Where's that, man?
I'm going to see Floyd Mayweather fight.
You know
You
what?
mean fight or spar? Is it a
Yeah,
fight?
I was about to say that.
I take it you're not going to the big fight tomorrow, Tony.
It's tonight, you mean?
No,
No,
I'm
he's
talking
talking
about
about
the
the YouTuber.
yeah, Full Fury.
Oh,
I
that's
take it you're not
laughable,
flying out to
man.
Saudi.
That's tonight, mate.
So Sunday, isn't it? 20. Oh, no, it's the 26th. Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, mind you, it might be the 26th in Saudi.
Yeah, no, it's today.
Come on, Jim.
They're 4 hours ahead. It will be.
Yeah.
It will be tonight.
G says the worst thing about Martinelli is his teammates has lost faith in him. Arteta needs to teach them how to keep the ball for 5 minutes after they score.
Oh, brilliant ball. Shaka go. Referee, is it offside? Yeah. Saka, come on, Saka, gotta do a better job.
Yeah, he
brilliant link-up play, but Saka was offside. Put it in the net.
Yeah. But you look, Martinelli was the one that plodded through the ball there and squared it for Saka.
Martinelli was he offside? Barely.
It looks close.
It looks close, actually. Let's see what VAR says. Let's see what
If
VAR says.
we're relying on VAR, we're in trouble, aren't we?
Let's see the line. It may have been leaning a little bit over.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close, mate.
It's
they
Martinelli
may draw
that's
the line
offside.
slide as they normally do sometimes.
It's Martinelli offside, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Martinelli. Saka was behind Martinelli. Yeah, he's offside.
Yeah, he's off.
That was a quick.
Yeah, Martinelli offside.
I wonder. I would love to be a fly on the wall and see what's on them referees' WhatsApp messages after an Arsenal game. Yeah, I really got Arsenal today. I got one up on them bloody Gunners. We really showed them, didn't we, refs?
or the key message would be, I hope I don't end up like Lee Mason getting the sack after what I've done today. That would be the key message, wouldn't it?
Oh my God!
I've done a Lee Mason today.
Yeah. Hey, Bertram, on that disallowed goal before Martinelli, that was a great little ball by Odegaard, wasn't it?
It was a brilliant ball, actually. I think we had too many men around the area, though. We had like 5. You haven't spaced out enough, so the defense then condense.
Yeah.
You got to space out enough at the top of the key to allow you to create avenues and spaces. We have like 5 people in the same area.
Yeah.
But that's what this game needs. It needs Odegaard to take a little 5-10 yard step back and play behind everyone else, because he's the one that's going to unlock stuff.
And by the way, Apollo, he's not playing at 10 today, because you know where he was on the ball? On the right. On the left, I should say. Normally, he's sitting in front of Saka. He was all the way over on the other side this time.
So I think Tony mentioned the fact that you got Trossard in there. Remember, Trossard plays at the 10. He can play at the 8. He can play on the right. So he can play on, no, not on the right. He can play on the left and through the middle. So Trossard is giving them so much flexibility to the point where you've got a few players there who can play all across the line. Andrew says Martinelli scored last week and now today. It's interesting how one goal can instill confidence.
You know he's now our top scorer as well.
Give him wide. Oh, brilliant ball. Come on, Saka, right foot. You have no right foot, do you?
No, corner.
Hold on,
you have no right foot, Saka. Zero right foot. That's a right foot.
I think Tony's right. I think Tony's right.
What's that?
That makes him our joint top scorer as well.
Yeah, he's on 9 goals.
Yeah. Well, Saka's got 10 and Nketiah's got 9 as well.
No, we're talking league only.
All right, okay. I haven't seen one for the league. I'm just on BBC's top scorers. So it just shows the goals that they have.
Right. Cross it, Saka.
Oh, sorry, Cam. I forgot to read yours. Cam says, now we keep controlling the game and we score a second to add that cushion. They'll take more risks. Rich Post says, Apollo, this is extremely loose talk, referees and bias. How good is such a talk for the game? As Mourinho said, respect. I think, look, Arsenal tried to react. What's this? It's Ebony. I was looking at that. Everyone's got these. Let me take this down so you can see what Ebony's got on there. What does that say? Bayako's godmum. So hold on. So Nay's his surrogate mother. Your Martinez's ex-wife and Ramsey's current wife.
Come on, Odegaard. Put this one in the net.
Can somebody explain to me what we're doing on corners?
I have no
We've
idea.
got 5 corners, 6 corners, and we do nothing with them. We don't put them in the box. We try to play between Saka and Odegaard. It goes nowhere.
Ebony, how are you doing, darling?
Working, we try something different.
How are you doing, Ebony?
I'm actually all right. I'm trying to find a link, but I've not been successful.
Yeah, I've got the worst one. Gary seems to be flying above the stars. Tony's on IPTV, and Bertram's just lucky because he's in the States.
Yeah, I'm on that. No, Bertram's. It's not being streamed in the States. Bertram said.
That's strange.
It's been streamed. It's been streamed. We're going to buy the stream, but it's a stream.
You know what we call the pub rule here in the UK, Bertram? In the UK, pubs used to screen the 3 o'clock games, which were illegal. And Sky put out, they put out this thing, and a whole heap of clubs got fined. It's now £55,000 if you're caught playing a Premier League game in a pub. So now many pubs don't have them. Some do in the back. And I know my local pub sneaks it in the back room, but and if you're listening, Sky, I didn't say that. But yeah, some pubs sneak it in. But yeah, it's a huge fine now.
The dog and duck won't let you. The dog and duck won't let you back in now, mate.
The dog and dragon. Oops, did I say that again? Sorry. Oh God. Oh dear.
Leicester's going to make 2 changes. Tielemans and Vardy are going to come on.
Ooh.
Xhaka's down holding his nugget, his head.
Yeah, he got hit with that elbow, I think.
Oh, indeed, he led with the elbow there.
Yeah, I think, guys, Arsenal are starting to turn the screw a little bit.
We need to turn the screw in the goal.
Yeah.
Not comfortable with a 1-goal lead.
Surprisingly poor from Odegaard.
On.
Odegaard doesn't get his shot off there, which is a little reminiscence of Xhaka. Xhaka's been so gun shy lately, man. Just not wanting to pull the trigger. Yeah. So that's it. Tielemans and Vardy are coming on. I never like to see Thomas Vardy play Arsenal. It's like watching Kane play in Arsenal.
Thomas,
that's his brother, isn't it? That's his brother.
Yeah, sorry, Jamie Vardy.
I hope he plays like Thomas today.
I hope so. How old is he now? 38, 37?
I think he's a year younger than Yoda, isn't he?
Vardy's about 35.
How's that offside? How's that offside?
36. Yeah, it says it's 36.
ooh,
Thomas
See, because
Vardy.
Thomas Steptoe.
blimey hell, that's tight offside, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, do you see this?
It was.
That linesman's got Hawkeye. Jesus.
Yeah. That's the tightest offside I've seen.
Anybody got a decent link?
No, that's definitely a no. I've been looking for over an hour. Ebony, I've been looking for over an hour, and my one is constantly. I'm having to reset it every 30 seconds. It's so frustrating.
Bruv, I'm not joking.
What are you watching on, Ebony?
Just go get yourself a Fire Stick with an IPTV.
Yeah, not doing Fire Sticks either, man.
Go wrong.
Yeah, I'm not doing Fire Sticks either. You have to remember,
like hundreds of pounds on Paramount and Netflix and this and that, and you won't do a £5 IPTV, really?
No, won't do it, mate. Won't do it. Will not do it.
Well, let me see what I can do here.
Come on, Arsenal.
Right, so where's that trusty?
If you've got an Android device, you can download Into the Stands.
Into the Stands.
Yeah.
Is that an app?
Yeah. It's an APK.
Oh, Saliba, you tried something which doesn't work. That's a Poor
Thank you
decision.
very much, Gary.
What minute you on now, Bertram? No problem, Ebony.
I'm at 65-53.
Bloody
2 minutes
hell.
behind you.
2 minutes ahead.
Bad, man.
Come on, recover. This is dangerous.
I think he's got back. He's got back in that Delora and was flux capacitor, isn't he?
Seriously. God, I don't know how he's doing it. I was
Leicester's
literally
now pressuring
I
us.
was
We
like
got-
30
How many-
seconds at one point, and now I'm like a minute.
I'm sorry.
behind.
No, I apologize. It's 64. 64. Don't get excited, Tony.
Oh,
64.
now he's done it.
Oh, terrible ball.
It's 64, Tony. No, that was close, actually. We have to score another goal. We cannot afford not to. Leicester is taking more risk in coming upfield.
Ben White's having a shocker.
Yeah, he's
He
not
had
making
one
the
last
best.
Ben White is having an absolute shocker.
Is he?
He's had one
I think
last
it's time for Mr. Tomiyasu because Ben White is having a nightmare.
Jorginho was slow as hell, isn't he?
I mean, look at that run there. Look, it's bad defending by Jorginho. Just lets him run.
Yeah,
Great
Well,
tackle by
Tony, we
Gabriel.
didn't say Jorginho was speedy. I mean, you know,
he's slow as hell.
if the ball is not at his feet, he's challenged.
Yeah.
It'll be an interesting race between him and Giroud.
I'm not
The
having
slowest
that.
100
I'm
meters
not
ever.
having that.
Well, that's a fair question because Giroud.
He ain't that slow.
I'm
Giroud
sorry,
ain't
Tony.
that
I'm
slow,
sorry,
bro.
Tony. You haven't seen Giroud run, Tony. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm not having that.
No, he lifts his feet up, but he doesn't move.
No, I'm not having that. Giroud,
He does-
Giroud, when he gets a listen, Giroud is like Tony Adams. He might start slow, but once he gets a head of steam going, bro.
What's
Once
steam?
he gets ahead of Steve up,
What steam? Giroud and steam. That's an oxymoron. What steam?
I'm gonna find a clip for you, right? That I'm gonna play of Giroud running fast, and you're
Don't
gonna
be
have to
fooled,
eat your
Tony.
words, bro.
Tony, don't be fooled by the hands moving quickly and the legs moving upward. He's not going anywhere. That was the
you
biggest
wait.
complaint of Giroud, which is he was too slow. We
No,
love his
mate.
link-up play.
I've got something for you, mate. You watch. You Giroud haters. I'm not having it.
play it on normal speed though, Tony. Don't fast forward it.
Giroud's top speed in England was 29.19
you guys, man.
So Giroud's top speed that he's clocked has been 29.9 kilometers. Whatever that is in miles, I have no idea.
That's faster than Jorginho even thinks, mate. Trust me.
Fifth slowest player in England.
Fifth.
Yeah, who was before him?
That's Fabregas was third.
I said Fabregas was the third slowest. No way.
See that wherever you're looking for that statistic,
Oh, he's
lying.
Trossard's just been caught on the hill in the area.
It's got to be a penalty.
Jorginho was 18.8.
No, ref played on.
So
Ref played on.
I'm done with all of this
0
referee
by
shit.
50 seconds.
This is just embarrassing. It's getting
And
embarrassing.
now he's given free kick against. He's given free kick against Trossard now.
It's just getting embarrassing. It's embarrassing
That was
now.
not a foul, referee.
He looked like he was clearly caught on the hill.
He got up rather quickly from it, though.
Well, they normally do, don't they, Tony, when it comes to penalties? Shout out to all of you guys watching. I haven't put this on Twitter, so it's just you guys on Facebook and on YouTube. Hit that like button, guys. Follow the channel. Give us your opinions. Have your say.
I think Thomas is getting his
coming
gears.
on.
Yeah, the guy's gonna come on.
That wasn't a foul. Jorginho actually had a good tackle.
I think
Rest of
the
it,
guy
101.
just trod on the back of his boot.
Bertram, you talking about Thomas Vardy or
Thomas, no, Partey. Not Vardy, not Thomas Vardy. No.
Then he gives a nothing foul against Trossard. You couldn't write it in a book. You really couldn't.
So we have another
Eddie-
corner.
Eddie-
Let's see what we do with this corner. Put the ball in the
That's
box. We
terrible.
have Gabriel and Saliba in there. Put the ball in the box.
That's
Stop the
terrible.
nonsense of playing between Odegaard and Saka. It's not going anywhere.
Oh, it's for us. I thought it was against us.
Vardy scored more goals than Arsenal.
Yeah, Vardy always scores against Arsenal.
11 more than any other team.
Not today.
Yeah, not today.
Vardy's finished now. I shouldn't really say that, should I?
Yeah, like I said, Vardy is like Harry Kane when it comes to playing Arsenal.
Nketiah is going to come on for who? I would assume it's
Trossard. Trossard.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Look, he's got a big handful of his shirt. Look, big handful of Gabriel's shirt.
I don't know what's wrong with this referee.
Just look at his shirt. He had a big handful of his shirt.
And that's where VAR was supposed to come in, right? That's where VAR was supposed to come in. But
the shirt
VAR is
looked like a crop
hiding.
top.
VAR is hiding.
He looked like Sam Smith in a crop top there.
So guys,
Ridiculous, man.
it might not surprise you, but Leicester still haven't had a shot on target.
I just don't
Probably
want to
because
come and
Vardy
snatch a
hasn't been
point
on.
at the end. We need to score a couple more goals.
Yeah.
Let's see what Eddie can do.
Your defense is in trouble.
Yeah, I was about to sing that.
Oh, the wet lettuce is in the crowd, Gareth Southgate.
We didn't know
He left
Andrew said,
a bit more
Andrew
inventive
said,
now.
how did Leicester batter Spurs?
Well, come on, take it inside, Gabriel. Come on, Saka, make yourself present. Oh, Odegaard overran the ball. You had the ball clear, easy play to make out wide, and you know what you're doing. I have no idea what you're doing.
Oh,
Well, guys,
wouldn't
it's
imagine we're winning this game.
70 minutes gone. Arsenal still beating Leicester. This is all we need. It just takes one goal. Leicester, though, offering absolutely zero resistance. I think we're all keeping our fingers crossed here in case Leicester score 30.
Yeah, you watch in the next 5 minutes, Apollo. Leicester are going to come out.
Yeah, and even Andrew just said, how did Leicester batter Spurs?
Yeah.
Yeah, G says, Trossard is such a
The
versatile
Spurs are
player.
rubbish.
Something wrong with Xhaka suddenly not looking his usual self. What do you mean suddenly? He's been like this since he came back from the World Cup. You guys make me laugh, you know.
Oh, the God.
It's the same with Martinelli. Since them guys came back from the World Cup when Jesus wasn't here, it just goes to show you though how many players Jesus
about
was
4 or 5
carrying.
games ago.
Hey Bertram, it just
that was close. Oh, that was close. Wow.
It just goes to show you how many players Jesus was carrying.
Yeah, we lost the ball in the middle of the field, shot by Leicester just outside the post. Mix up between Martinelli and Zinchenko. Iheanacho inside, left foot shot just outside the post. Ramsdale dive for the first time today. That's what I'm talking about. You make a mistake, you give up a goal, they stay deep, and there goes the game.
Yep.
We have to score another goal. So that was Leicester's first attempt today.
Yeah.
Arsenal. Oh yeah, that was close.
Yeah, Gary, I'm trying into the stands. I can't get it to download though.
You keep giving the ball away. Come on.
I can't believe that was Leicester's first shot and it nearly ends up in the back of the net.
Brilliant by Nketiah. Played wide Nketiah. Oh, we're pressuring them though.
Bertram, if we hold on for 18 minutes, this would be a massive 3 points. It would be the second away game in a row.
They're attacking now more than they have before. Leicester is attacking, keeping Arsenal half crossed over. We go about bounce for a goal kick. We need another goal.
Yeah.
Making too much mistakes at the top of the pitch. We're not getting pressure sometimes. We turn the ball over.
The midfield isn't helping. The midfield is non-existent.
We need some inspiration from somewhere.
Xhaka, Jorginho's not having
Jorginho not even in this game.
Nah. And Odegaard has turned the ball over in spots where that shouldn't.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh, well done, Eddie. Well, what did you do there? You should have passed it out.
Ramsdale, why are you giving the ball that right there, Ramsdale? There's no play the ball wide.
There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door.
Oh,
Taking it back to Rodden Hull's pink women, weren't it?
yeah. What bags?
Tony's killing it. Somebody at the door.
She just said grot bags. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I don't think Bertram remembers all of that. I don't think Bertram remembers any of that.
UK program, anybody who doesn't live in the UK. And
Rodden used pink windmill. Oh my God.
if you're not over 40, you wouldn't understand.
Who was that ball out to? That was a brilliant ball from to it was Jorginho. What was Jorginho thinking?
Oh my God. He's good. And what?
There's no way Partey gets caught where Jorginho just got caught. Sorry. He's too slow. He's too slow. He's let the man come back at him and he's turning back into a player. It shouldn't be. You let the ball run ahead of you and you're off. You're now setting off an offensive play. But
That's so stupid, bro. Just get rid of it. Arsenal are asking for trouble here.
Yeah, so then they need that second goal. I really wanted Nketiah to score today. Just shake off a little bit of rust.
Around and give up a goal. Watch.
But Ben White, man, you just let the guy turn and do whatever he wants with the ball. Silly ball, Saliba.
Ben White's been shocking for the past 2 matches, including this one.
You know my frustration, guys, is I see a lot of players coming off the ball in their form, but not too many players coming into form. It's going to be difficult to say man of the match for today, man. It's going to be very
they were
difficult.
all in form at one point.
Yeah. You're just looking for someone to just come back.
It's like they're kind of all off form together.
Yeah. And that's what makes the rotation key.
You know, we're 75 minutes in, 76 minutes in, you know, and we're still toiling in the game. Vieira sitting on the bench, Emil Smith-Rowe sitting on the bench.
I think he's too afraid.
Leicester making 2 more changes.
Yeah, and they've got us pinned into our back.
Yeah, obviously Leicester are still in the game, and this is what they wanted. They wanted to be in the game 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, now they're putting on some athletes, and they're going to come at us, and we need to make some changes
because that was their game plan all along. Stay in the game for as long as we can, and then we have a go at it in 10 minutes.
So, what's Arsenal's game plan to then use that to suck them in and then get them on the counter?
I don't think Arsenal have a game plan, mate. It's been clear for 76 minutes there is no game plan.
What about you guys in the chat there? What's your thoughts? Is this a tactic by Arteta? Can we use this to our advantage? G says Gary Vieira knocking on the door for his spot.
He's got to be.
I don't know how far ahead you guys are, but Jorginho is on the floor. He's been fouled.
Yeah, that was.
You're way behind.
Yeah, and Cam says switch to counter-attack shape now for Arteta. Let's exploit their desperation. And that's how you get your second goal.
Ebony, I think everyone's about 78 minutes at the moment.
Okay.
Why didn't you control that?
But
Leicester coming more and more into it. That's got to be offside, surely. Yes. It's like kick the ball away, Harvey Barnes. We don't care. It's your own time you're wasting.
Yeah, he's miles offside.
I'm not having any luck with that app, Gary.
Into the stand.
You're still searching for a stream, Apollo.
No, I'm blinking on the one that I have useless, Tony. It's useless.
You literally
I have
got
a
10
state of the
minutes
art
left.
tablet here as well, and yeah, and
Why-
I've been
why isn't
blinking
this
my
on
one out
Sky?
every 30. It's a 3:00 game. No games are on at 3:00. It's
Oh, they
illegal to
changed
show
it
them
now.
at 3:00.
Why is
Yeah.
that?
G saying playing not just against Leicester, but the ref also. What an atrocious performance by far from the ref. Every week the pundits are showing how bad refs are against us. Yeah, I know you don't get match of the day over there in the States. Do you, Bertram? You know, on BBC World, do you get match of the day?
No, but I how do I put this?
VPN.
I get whatever I want to get.
VPN.
So you
That's all you
do
have
get
to
match
do
of the.
is
At least
just
you
say
get match of
That's
the
a
day.
VPN.
foul.
Bertram.
That's a foul, ref.
Yeah, it
Jorginho's
was
been
a foul.
kicked to high hell. And then he's
Yeah, it
been
was a foul.
charged
You know
into
it's
while he's
Vardy.
on the ground. Vardy's
Yeah.
done him while he's going down.
You know, Vardy got to leave something.
Yeah,
What the
they
hell?
are a dirty team.
But
That's
all the
awful.
games show here, but match of the day doesn't show here. Once in a while they'll do something on NBC,
Yeah.
or they try to show Sky, but it's match of the day is not on Sky. So
He
Yeah,
said,
that's all.
will be the most frustrating result if we somehow concede the 1-1.
We won't concede.
I think
Yeah,
Odegaard
is-
can come.
Hey guys, isn't this weird? We've got 7 clean sheets in our last 11 games away from home.
That's
But
a
Great ball by
foul.
Leicester. Okay, Leicester attacking now 3 against 4.
But
This
at
is going to be
home,
dangerous.
we've only got 2 clean sheets all season at home at the Emirates. It don't make sense, does it?
We're not at the Emirates. Oh, you mean on Wednesday?
No, I said that we away from home, we've had 7 clean sheets
So-
in 11 games. But
This would be
in
8.
our home stadium,
Yeah.
we've only had 2 clean sheets all season.
There's a
Okay,
clean
so
sheet.
our best player who hasn't lost a game all season is going to come on the field. Jorginho is down. I'm not sure what's happening.
He needs to come
But I
off.
think Partey is going to replace him.
This would be good for Party.
Jorginho down again.
Yeah, that's twice.
He's breathing hard too. He's laying on his back all laid out. I'm not sure what happened.
He's done. He caught a knee in the ribs from Vardy, didn't he? In the one incident before.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so slow. He's flipping hell. Jorginho. He's slow as hell.
I would have put in
Manchester
Vera for
United.
Odegaard. I don't think Odegaard is having the best thing.
Yeah. G says how we
I'll
play
put-
differently in the different phases of the game. The game is broken into 6 periods, and we give different intensity and play within a different intent based on the phase of the game and scoreline. Generally, if we are leading in the last 6 of the game, we will sit back. That's pretty much a fair assessment.
I don't know why Jorginho is down on the floor because he's not involved in the play. He was running just a second ago and now he's down on the floor.
Yeah,
It's an after effect, Tony. Maybe of the hit he got from Vardy. Could be. Maybe he just realized that he got hit.
or realizes
He's just
that
wasting
the
time.
knock that he's got is
No
more
need to
bad.
waste time. I mean, just, you want to get the game over with.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm thinking.
Remember, we've got stoppage time as well.
Was he got concussion or something?
I would assume that's something like that. He's been hit twice, you know.
So people, who
So
do you
we
think
have made a change, and Jorginho's off the field. I'm not sure what's happening.
he needs to come off? So who do we think has been our best player this season?
Partey.
Party,
Yeah.
Party.
Party.
Yeah.
party, you think.
He has. We haven't lost a game with him on the field, which sort of says it all.
Now I'm seeing Jorginho on the floor.
I think Odegaard is going to lead the field. It looks like.
Yeah. Odegaard's off.
So we're bringing in Partey for Odegaard, and then play Jorginho beside Partey to lock up the middle of the park. That may be it.
I like to see Vieira get on.
I didn't even realise Xhaka was still on the pitch.
So Partey's playing further forward. Actually, he's playing in Xhaka's role.
But why wouldn't you just go with a 2? Just go. This is what I mean about there's no ever a change in formation, is there? You're taking off Odegaard. Just go 4-3-3. Bring Xhaka back into the middle and shore it up. with alongside Partey and Jorginho.
What's up, 18?
Is Partey playing in Odegaard's role? Surely Jorginho goes there.
I think Partey's going to play. I would have seen Xhaka roll, and Xhaka goes further forward.
Yes. No, Partey's going further forward.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
White, man. What's that, Ben White? Well run, Eddie, offside.
Leicester making another change. What's this? Rodrigo coming on, right back for Castagna. He hasn't played for. Isn't he always injured?
What minute are you guys on?
84.
84, yes,
83.
84.
I'm on 78.
78?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 81 now.
Okay. You're way behind us.
Yeah, I can't say. Every time I refresh it, I either go a minute ahead or a minute behind. So I think I'm wearing my mouse pad out today.
Just take the plunge, Apollo. Go and buy IPTV, man. We won't tell no one, we promise.
Exactly, man. Nobody
We'll
needs
keep it
to know.
we'll keep it a secret.
Nah,
Nobody needs to know, bro.
Go down to the Dog and Duck.
Can you imagine me streaming from my local
we're
pub?
not creating enough chances now. We didn't create a lot of chances today either.
Well, interestingly, last week we only had created 2 chances at the half, and the second half we really ramped it up. You know, we created 20 chances in the second half.
I was about to say, Bertram, don't let the scoreline frustrate you. We've been creating more than enough chances today.
Not really.
Yeah,
We look good at the top of the. We look good at the top of the key. We look good just inside the 18. We weren't creating chances where the keeper had to make saves, or we're hitting the bar, or we're getting people through on the keeper. We weren't doing that.
There was 2 clear-cut chances. One was from Martinelli. The other was the goal that was disallowed. Ben White doesn't tag the goalkeeper. That's a goal for Trossard.
We've had 2 disallowed.
That's what I'm saying. So Bertrand, while you're saying in this game of football, it's so competitive these days that you got to take what you've got, and you've got to be.
I don't know how a disallowed goal is a chance. I mean,
how's he not broke his ankle there?
How is a disallowed goal a chance? It's not a chance because the player was dead.
You could be 3-0 up.
Not broke his ankle. How do you walk him?
Oh no! Oh yes, he did step on his ankle.
He landed flat on his ankle,
but he stepped on his ankle. Yeah. And
is that a red card?
It's Tielemans.
No, I don't think it was deliberate. Actually, I think he's just.
No, as they jumped, he's come down, but his foot's give way and he's landed flush on his side of his ankle. How is he even walking?
Yeah, Tielemans is down again. I think
Leicester could be down to 10
no,
at the moment here,
he's
guys.
He's done Xhaka there. Xhaka's down injured.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't
think they have another change. I think they made 5 changes. So if Tielemans is down, they're going to be 10 men.
See, that's over the top. That's over the top. He ain't even played the ball. He's come over the top, full foot on top of Xhaka's foot ankle. But VAR doesn't need to look at that because he's wearing a blue shirt.
I think Tielemans' day is done. So they're going to be down to 10 men.
Yeah,
I don't think it's deliberate. I don't think it's deliberate.
It's not deliberate, Tony. It's not deliberate.
Tielemans can't carry on because how he's even walking, I don't even know. Because when you come down from a height and your ankle gives way like that and you land on the side of your ankle with your foot facing the other way, you're lucky that's not broken.
So, guys, there's only 2 minutes left in the game. Let me give you the quick scores on the doors. Aston Villa are 2-0 up against Everton. Leeds are beating Southampton 1-0. Arsenal in this game, we're winning against Leicester away from home. West Ham have just scored 4 now. They were 3-0 up with Declan Rice. But Antonio, Rice, and Ings has hit 2 goals. And Forest, after taking a point off Man City last week, they're losing 4-0 to West Ham.
Blimey.
I predicted West Ham win, I think, yesterday.
I'm glad they're winning.
Rich says, I'm surprised you're not blaming the referee for streaming issues. Oh, God.
It looks like Tielemans is going to carry on.
Yeah, it looks like it. You know what it is, Rich
Try
Paul?
to carry on. We'll see
It's
what
my
happens.
birthday this weekend. I'm just trying to take it easy, bro. I'm just, you know, but there's one thing. I was watching this program on Disney Plus called Limitless, and it's Thor, Tom Hemsworth, talking about how to live longer, how to, as you get older, what are the things you need to do to improve your life. And
Don't watch Arsenal on a regular basis.
And the number one killer is stress. And I just try not to get myself stressed out about things, man. Andrew's right. 1-0 is still 3 points, 100%, bro. 100%.
Game ain't over yet till the fact.
Let's see how much minutes going to be left in extra time.
8, I think.
Yeah, I mean Leicester have been on the front foot for the last 20 minutes. They're pushing.
Saka's hardly been involved today, has he?
Hardly. I'm glad you mentioned it because I weren't going to mention it. Bertram certainly weren't going to go and mention it. But yeah, he's been very quiet today, bro. Player ratings are going to be very interesting, especially based on me getting wiped out every 45 seconds.
5 minutes extra time.
Oh, okay.
Play the ball in the corner and sit on it for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's Eddie's job. That's Eddie's job.
He just gave the ball away for a goal kick. So he didn't do a good job of doing his job.
This hasn't been pretty, has it?
No.
They don't all have to be pretty, Tom.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. It's all about the result.
That's it.
Got an injury.
What's in that top left-hand corner when the final whistle blows? That's what counts.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
And you know the pressure then goes on to Man City, Tony. You know they've got Bournemouth away, haven't they? Or is it Bournemouth away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a goal kick. Are you crazy?
Wow.
Leicester attacking in the middle of the Arsenal half, trying to come forward. Leicester play the ball wide. When Saka play the ball out of bounds, goal kick to throwing to Leicester. We have 3 minutes and 45, 43, 42, 41 seconds remaining.
Yeah, let's get this one over the line, guys, and then enjoy the weekend just like we did last week. Cam says, Leicester dig their heels in today, look to frustrate the hell out of us. We should have been 3-0 up, though. No question about that. Yeah, I'm not sure about
the penalty against Saka.
That was brutal. That was just brutal.
Jorginho, run, you idiot. He's pointing at people.
He's running, Tony. He's running.
He's telling people to, like, literally, that he could run to the player and he's telling someone else who's further away to run to the ball. I'm like,
hey, listen, it was Thomas Partey who lost possession there.
Dude.
Hey, Tony, I hate to tell you this, but
Partey should have gone down under pressure there. He would have got a free kick.
Give instructions to those who can run.
God.
Tomiyasu coming on for Zinchenko.
Guys, I just want to say condolences to Rich Poe. He's just lost his father.
To you.
Yeah, so condolences to you, my brother. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing a lot of stuff in terms of strength, mentality, lifestyle, diet, and stress is the biggest killer. It's the biggest killer. And also is the one that leads to Alzheimer's, dementia, and all those different things. So, yeah, stress, man. Yeah.
Leicester throw deep in our half.
Big 3 minutes.
Zinchenko replaced by
Tomiyasu.
Yeah.
Big last couple of minutes.
That's a smart move there. Change the left back to a more defensive one.
Come Zinchenko, just get off the pitch, man. Forget clapping.
Oh, corner to Arsenal. Partey try to go inside. We can keep this in the corner for 2 minutes.
Partey! Oh, Thomas Partey! What are you doing? Oh.
He should have played it inside. He tried to play it around the player.
Yeah.
He should have gone wide to Martinelli, actually.
Hey, listen, you know what I said to you, Bertram? The players don't like passing the ball to Martinelli anymore. He looked at Martinelli and thought, no, I'm not going that option.
Do not take this corner. Play it in the corner. Yeah.
Hey, Bertram, remember when they never used to pass to Xhaka?
Yeah.
and Mustafi. The two players Arsenal never let to pass to, Mustafi and Xhaka. Don't
Aren't
give
you
them
glad
the
they
ball.
got him rid of?
So we have
God.
1 minute remaining. You just play the ball in the corner. Don't get excited. Play in the corner and sit on the ball.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how we get there, guys. The journey is on the same road. It does not matter how we get there. Come
Thought he could have
man,
played that first time to Eddie there.
I don't know.
That's our,
Nervy
oh,
moment.
no, that's our throw. That's not his throw. 30 seconds remaining.
That's a great pass by Jorginho to set Partey away, though, isn't
Good
it?
ball by Xhaka.
Jorginho is
I'm not
class,
sure what
mate.
Xhaka was doing.
He's class.
21 seconds remaining.
21 seconds to go.
Leicester,
I was
Leicester
just
with
going
a
to
throw
say
in our
that. I
half.
was just going to say that.
Or they kick the ball over. Come on, Nketiah, pressure him. We're at 5 minutes, but referee's still playing.
Yeah, you got to give Leicester one more chance, innit? Or he ain't done his job
Yeah,
properly.
He's looking
exactly.
at his watch, but he's not called the game.
I've typed out the banner saying Leicester nil.
Come on, ref, blow it off. You give him another chance.
Yeah,
Full time, game's done.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
that'll
whistle
do.
went gone.
That's it, guys. Getting over the line. I think we can
Another
smile.
win in the
'Cause-
bag.
Yeah, it's another one. It's a clean
It was
sheet.
painful,
Yeah,
Always
it
listen
weren't
to
but we got
me.
there.
It weren't
Always
pretty
So,
listen to
guys,
at all.
first of all, I just want to say that is 8 clean sheets in 12 away games. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. If only we could keep clean sheets at home, even though we've only lost one game at home, and that's the City. It's still championship winning form. And the pressure's now on City. I'm really happy with that because you got to learn to win ugly, man. Can't play well all the time.
Well, that's
especially
how,
at the
that's how
moment
you win
now.
leagues, when you're winning ugly. That's how you win leagues.
Of course, guys. And look, we had 4 games where we didn't win a match. And it was a purple patch, and we all understand that. The question after the last game was, have we come out of that patch? And we can happily say today that we have. One game doesn't give you a fortune. So, and today, because we've got 2 wins back-to-back, both away from home, I think we can gladly now say that we're out of our purple patch. Tony, what's your thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, as I said, it wasn't pretty, but it's a win. You know, we can now go and enjoy out the rest of our weekends, knowing that we've extended our gap over Man City, even if it is for a few hours. Arteta needs to do something though, because to me, it's a little bit stale in certain parts. Certain players, obviously, we've lamented about Martinelli's play. He's not making that necessary change. You know, I don't know what's going on with Reece Nelson. It's baffling me. I said,
Can I comment on that? Can I comment on that,
let me
Tony?
just finish. Hang on, let me just finish. I said at the end of the transfer window, we need to make it through February somehow. And it looks like we have made it through somehow. This team is going to be so rejuvenated, in my opinion, when Gabriel Jesus comes back into it. But, you know, I just think Arteta needs to be able to get tunes out of other players who can come on and make a difference. You know, look, any good team that's won a league has always had a super sub. And I don't know where Arteta finds that.
Yeah, but if he doesn't make the substitutions, how are you going to find a super sub? If you're not making the substitutions to affect the game, like Xhaka could have been replaced by Vieira. He could have given Smith Rowe a little run out. But he's not making them changes.
Bro.
So you're not going to find a super sub if they're sitting on the bench.
I'm looking at saying, like, literally, if you didn't have a Vieira, a Nelson, somebody has to be able to come on and go, okay, we're a little bit stagnant down the left or the right. Go on, make a difference. And he doesn't seem to be able to make that right now.
Or is it a case of he like Apollo said, he's scared to make the change, or he just doesn't want to do it?
If he's afraid to make the change, I'm sorry, but he's going to run out of options in a week time, because we've got 2 games in a week now. We've got 3 games in a week.
But this would have been the ideal game to make those changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because against Everton, you're going to have to go pretty much the strongest starting 11. Because you see what Everton done to us a couple of weeks ago.
Not going by what they've performed like today.
I forgot what I was going to say now, Tony.
Everton at home is an easy 3 points for us.
We thought that about going away to them.
No, we never win away. We always win at home. We always win at home to Everton. We never win away at Everton. So you just got to look at it. Yeah, they can't play at the Emirates. We can't play at Goodison.
Someone's got something on in the background there at the moment.
No, it's just
I gotta leave you, Paul. I got some running around to do. But guys, it's been great. Good weekend again. Another win. So
yeah,
much to celebrate. We only have what? How many games we have remaining? 14. So if we win 13 out of 14, we win the league.
Yeah. Bertram, did you want to do your player ratings first?
No, because none of them deserve good ratings.
I'm just going to listen to what Ian Wright's got to say.
I'm sorry, they don't deserve it. They were average today, and I hate to be mean to players.
Hold on a second.
And you know how I get, so I won't do a rating. I'll just say we won. I'm happy. There were no 8 standout performers today, and there were no 4s. We were, we're decent. The defense played well. Leicester didn't do anything for it. The competition also, we played down to the competition, frankly. So,
right,
anyway,
so
guys,
good news for you. Bertram, good news for you is there's no 8s or 4s in my player rating, so I'll put them up now. I'll go first, guys, and then I'll let you lead on.
So let me run and go. Let me just say one thing before I go, which is I look at all the ratings. 7, 5, 7, 7. I thought Jorginho was a 6. Xhaka 6. Oh,
Jorginho 7.
I don't think Jorginho was a 7 today. Xhaka 6. Xhaka was probably a 5, frankly. Odegaard was a 6. Saka 5. Trossard a 6. Martinelli a 7 because he scored, but he would have been a 5 otherwise. And Arteta a 6. He doesn't deserve 7 today. You got to learn how to make changes.
Yeah, the thing is, I felt bad for Xhaka because I've given him 3 5s in the last 3 games. So
he deserved a 5 today because he didn't do much.
And I didn't want to do that because I didn't want you lot to think I was being too biased against him. So there you go.
You got to help me withstand the pressure, Paul. Like I do. Withstand the pressure.
So
guys, have a great weekend, everyone.
You too as well, bro.
Yeah, you too, Bertram.
So finally a clean sheet for Aaron Ramsdale. Finally. How long has he had to wait to keep a clean sheet? So I've gone with a 7 for Ramsdale. Ben White, I've gone for a 5. It didn't look too adventurous going forward. And I thought he did well against Harvey Barnes, but normally this guy really is the epitome of Saka's performances. And isn't it funny? Saka doesn't perform today and Ben White doesn't get forward. Imagine that. So just goes to show you what's going on the right-hand side. Saliba, I thought he had a so-so day today. He's a little bit sloppy when he had the ball at his feet, but I thought he covered ground really well and his positioning was okay. I thought Gabriel was better out of the 2, and he dealt with all the duels going his way, so I thought he looked solid. I don't think at any one point that we were in any danger, to be honest. Maybe that's down to those 2, or maybe it's down to Leicester's tactics. However, I thought Gabriel had a solid game today. He was literally, I think he's picked my man of the match. In order for him to do that, I'll have to mark Trossard down, which I'm afraid I'm going to have to do. Right. Yeah, so Gabriel's officially my man of the match. And then Zinchenko, captain the team today. I thought he was excellent. I thought he had a really good game. Technical ability was there, but I didn't think the key for me is like he breaks the defense down with his passing, and I haven't seen that in a couple of weeks. He's obviously not been at the top of his game. Gary did mention that practically the whole team had fallen off a cliff, but the results dictate that they're starting to come back. So his form is a little bit steady today, so I'm going to give him a 7. Pretty much the same with Jorginho. I thought that he was commanding in the middle of the park, played some assurance in his role. And look, since he's played for the team, I don't think I've given him anything less than a 7. I think he's been solid in parties. You know, he wasn't outstanding today by any means, but he wasn't poor either. So look, it's a good buy. It's probably one of the best solid. Imagine if we'd have made this buy last year, if we'd have got him when Partey got injured in the back end of last year. Even though we did have El Nene, and I thought El Nene at times was sensational. But Odegaard, I thought there was it's a
Who's a
period
better
where
player? Who's a better player for you, Apollo? Just you mentioned El Nene. El Nene again or Jorginho? Who are you picking?
Jorginho. And I'm a big El Nene fan, but Jorginho.
Who are you picking, Gal?
Come on, 3rd Ballon d'Or, All Europa team, first 11, Champions League.
I'm not talking about the player 2 years ago. I'm talking about
Jorginho.
Well, to me, he's still the same player now that he was 2. He doesn't.
I thought Jorginho was pretty solid today.
Yeah, he's never been athletically, productive.
Yeah, I think Jorginho.
Yeah, he's always been the same in terms of his role and the energy levels. He's doing what he's doing with Chelsea. Funny, we have to talk to David and find out his opinion. But I spoke to a few Chelsea fans that I know, and they said he's been doing with what he does with you guys, which is what he's done with us over the last 4 years.
I'll tell you what Dave. I'll tell you exactly what Dave said about Jorginho because I've got it in a WhatsApp message. Let me just access it very quickly. Dave Footy, Jorginho, past it. That was his opinion. Jorginho is past it.
Sounds like sour grapes to me. He's
no,
only 31.
because he gets to see
I was
him
just going to say
every week,
exactly the same thing.
He gets to see him every week.
So the week now, and I've been impressed.
Yeah, he's not
I've been
playing.
impressed with what he's
We've
done
only
since
seen
he's come
2
into the
games,
team.
Guys, we've only seen 2 games.
We've seen 4 games.
He's only played in 2 games.
Yeah,
bro.
but
he's only played in 4. He played.
but when Partey got injured,
yeah,
he's played more than 2.
he played 4 games.
No, it must be 3 or 4. It's 3 or 4.
No, he played.
But when
he started
Partey got
and finished
injured,
2
we
games.
was all dreading it.
He started and finished 2 games.
Hold on, I'll just break that down. I don't.
You know, he come on against Everton.
Yeah.
He come on against
Hold on,
Everton where we lost. He played against Man City. He's played today,
Yeah, so he played.
and there
2
must be
games.
one more.
He's played in 2 wins and 2 losses.
Right, so
basically.
Oh, listen,
he played. Right, here it is. I got it here. So he played against Everton, 31 minutes. He played 90 minutes against Man City, 90 against Aston Villa, and 90 minutes against Leicester today. So that's 4 games.
Okay, so
That's what I said.
3 games. So let's call it 3 games.
So overall, and I'm looking at his grades here.
and 90
they're
minutes
pretty
today.
much solid.
4 games.
Yeah. He's pretty much solid across the board in terms of his grades. My point is, though, is that
Listen,
you only ever asking him to do a job. You know, if you look at the great players like Pirlo and all of those guys, they don't do much running. Their game's about positioning. It's about intelligence. It's about, where the ball goes, when does it go there, and about managing the midfield. And he's doing just that. And it's funny to say for an Arsenal fan to say a good afternoon, Alex. For a Chelsea fan to say he's fallen off the ball because he's doing the same thing for us. Well, he's not played much for Chelsea from what I'm looking at. He's hardly played for Chelsea this season. Just looking down at it now. Yeah, he's hardly featured for them.
well, do you know what it is? You know what it is, guys? When it's much like when Real Madrid sold Ozil, Cristiano Ronaldo was furious because he was the guy that set up the goals. Now, all the Chelsea players, from what we read, are so upset that Jorginho has been forced out the club. So that's how highly rated he was within the players.
Yeah, but
So
check
it
it
tells you
out,
that
Gary.
he's a decent player.
Gary, I'm on Who Scored, and his last few games for Chelsea, it was an 8 out of 10 against Liverpool, which was a draw, and they beat Palace, and he got 7.5 out of 10. That's his last 2 games. So for a Chelsea fan to say he was atrocious,
Which tells you he's a
but
decent player. Listen, when players,
was
when your teammates get upset when you leave the club, that shows you that you're a decent player.
he was their highest rated player in both of those last 2 games that he played in. and a Chelsea fan says he was atrocious. It just goes to show, innit? Sour grapes, Tony. Sour grapes, I think, on that one. Where was I? I was talking about. Let me try and find out where I was. Jorginho.
Listen, I've been impressed with him since he's come into the team.
Me too.
I've been impressed since he's come into the team. We was all dreading when Partey got injured, and he's kind of made the transition a bit easier without Partey. He's not going to be a Thomas Partey, but he does what Jorginho does.
Yeah, my rating with Xhaka is a 6. In the last 4 games, I've given him a 4 and 3 5s, and he's not. I'm trying to be nice here. He's not imposing himself on games. He's oblivious in the makeup defensively. He's not getting involved. I mean, today he was slightly better. I thought he was slightly better because I saw him actually touch the ball a few times in the final third. But he's really a non-factor in the games. And I think this touches to the point that Tony was talking about, and I'm going to be a little bit more fairer on Arteta, because I think Arteta has started to change things up. It's not the change that fans might have wanted. It's not heavy rotation, but it's light rotation. It all started back where Tomiyasu should have started against Brentford, and he didn't. So then he started Tomiyasu, he started Trossard, he started mixing a few players in there. So we've been seeing 1 or 2, but for me, taking out one player and replacing them with another is not what I would call a fix. The team needs at least 3 players taken out. And that was Martinelli, Xhaka, and Ben White. And the problem, and I'm leading into the Manchester City game now, where we only saw one change again in that game. And I think it's time you play Fabio Vieira. I don't know what you're looking at in training that's not making you play this guy over Xhaka, because they watch the games twice. They watch a footage on a Monday morning, and then they do an overview again at late Monday afternoon in training. So when they go back on a Monday at London Coney, it's not so much as a physical day for them. It's a lot of paperwork, review, one-to-ones about the games. So they know what Xhaka's doing in the game. They know what he's not doing in the game. And this is the reason why you're seeing guys getting dropped. We've seen Martinelli getting dropped. We've seen Ben White getting dropped. Nketiah was replaced today. So all these things are happening because they're seeing what we're seeing. And they're seeing it in a classroom going over the footage. They're talking about the games every instance, slowing it down, saying what they did right, what they did wrong. I was talking to Colin yesterday, and he was telling me he sat in one of their sessions. And when he sat in one of their sessions, it reminded me of, and again, I'm going to the NFL, and I might be going a little bit off topic here for you guys, but the Washington have just bought Eric Bieniemy, who was with the Kansas City Chiefs and won 2 Super Bowls with them. And what Arteta was doing after a game, when a player scored and had a good game, all Arteta was talking about was what you could have done to improve your game. And sometimes it makes the player leave the room thinking, hold on a second, I thought I did amazing today. But it wasn't just that. It was always that extra step about what you can do to be better. What can we do to improve your game? Even if you've been man of the match, it's that little step forward. This is what I think you could have done there. This is where I think you could have done there. Put it all on a USB, give it to the player, let him go home and analyze that. Analyze your play and see where you could have improved. That's what's happening right here. And so each of these players are getting film logs of where they can improve. And that's why we're seeing some changes. I don't know. Look, I think a lot's going to happen against Everton in the midweek. There's going to be quite a few changes. I would like to see Vieira start in that game. But, overall, you're right, Tony, in an aspect that he's got to change it up. But I've been seeing those changes incrementally over a week. And for me, it's just not enough. You make a very small change, it's not going to make that much of a difference. However, let's pat the team on the back and give them a thumbs up, because they're out of the purple patch now. They've gone 2 games away from home back-to-back, and they're winning now. So Tony's just put something up that's saying, on Vieira, he's starting to give me big headaches because every single day I see what he's capable of doing. Tremendous player. And so why would you leave that on the bench for a player who's not affecting the game? That's my question. He understands exactly what we want physically. He's in a condition to compete at the level. So there's no question. He's taken the only intangible out of the argument, which was he's a lightweight. And quite frankly, I never bought that excuse in the first place, because I said he's a lightweight that produced 17 goals and assists for Porto in the Champions League. That don't sound like a lightweight to me. That's an excuse. If he's doing that against Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich and all them teams, how dare we put that on an excuse and say, oh, well, Arteta's not playing him because he's a lightweight. That's rubbish. I've seen players smaller than him do way, way, way better in the Premier League. It's got nothing to do with his physical attributes. It was, I think, more about understanding what Arteta expects from that role. I think that's probably what it was. But hey, we'll see. Where's my player ratings gone? Here they are. So for me, let's go to Odegaard. Odegaard, I'm going to give a 7.
You missed out the last bit of the quote there. Just why it's still up there, because it's the second part of the quote.
Yeah,
So
I do think he'll do really well in the league.
If he needs to compete for 30 balls in the air in this league, I think he's going to lose 28. But if we give him the ball in the right spaces and put him in front of goal, the amount of times we want to do, I think he will do really well in this league. So, you know, this is what you have to do as a coach. You have to make sure he gets the ball where he needs it, and the way he needs to play needs to be integrated into our system of play.
Yeah, but the game today was a perfect opportunity for that. There was so much space out there. It was the perfect opportunity for him to get on the ball. He's not going to get that time against Everton.
Well, what does that remind you guys of? Remember when we had the Three Musketeers? Remember when we had Rosicky, we had Kleb or Nasri and D'Artagnan and Fabregas. And Wenger said, we don't like playing the ball through the air. We have to keep the ball on the ground, because that's where we do most of our damage. It's kind of a little bit like that. It's physical in the sense that we can stand toe-to-toe with anybody in the midfield because we have Thomas Partey. But it's nominal in the sense that you have to keep the ball on the ground, because that's where our players do their best work. So it kind of reminds me of Wenger's Three Musketeers there. I know we say 3, but there was 4 Musketeers, and there was definitely 4 Arsenal midfielders just running rampant on defenses with Robin van Persie and Theo Walcott ahead of them. So for me, guys, Saka, I think it might go down as one of his most quiet games of the season. Wow, he was anonymous in this game. I didn't recall one instance where I thought, obviously he had the penalty shot, which I thought should have been his, and he's been getting those non-calls for weeks now. It's not a surprise. It's just what's happening with him lately. He's just getting nothing from referees. And it doesn't have to be penalties. It's just free kicks. He's getting nothing. Against Man City at the Emirates, I saw him getting fouled time and time again. Referee just wasn't having it. And the one time Saka made a foul on their player, he got yellow carded. It was just like, what are we doing here? Someone has to go to the FA and show this evidence. They have to walk them through this footage where this guy's getting kicked 7 bells out of, and the one foul he makes, you give, not only do you give it a free kick, but you card him as well. So look, this is really unfair. And if I was working for Arsenal, I would investigate this. I would put this to a panel and get it investigated, because it's gone beyond ridiculous now. And Martinelli, Trossard. I give Trossard a 7. It's a shame the goal was ruled out, because it really sort of tipped off what his performance was about. Just lovely, well-placed balls in the final third, teed up for the goal, great finish on his right foot. He's 2-footed, so it doesn't matter. He can go either way. He's kind of a 69 of players, if you know what I mean, Gary. Boom, boom. And I just think that he's got so much talent across the whole line, and at the 8 and at the 10, that you really are a better team when you play this guy in the first 11. I find it hard to leave a player like him on the bench, because he gives you so much from so many different positions. It's hard to bench the guy like this. It really is. We got a steal here, guys, with such a talent, and he's no good to us on the bench. He really isn't. So that's all I'm going to say about him. But I'm going to give him a solid. It was a 7.5. I had to knock him down to give Gabriel man of the match, but it could have gone either way with him or Gabriel. And then Martinelli, I've given a 6. It would have been a 5, but he scored a goal. So, and it was the winning goal. It was a goal that gave us all 3 points. But his performance is so erratic. I mean, there's no thought process behind what he's doing with the ball. As I said to you, you know when a player's confused because they're standing right next to their opponents, against their teammates, sorry. You're not supposed to be standing next to a teammate when you're on the pitch. It's a gap game. It's a zone game. You control a certain part of the pitch. So if you're standing next to your teammate consistently, that tells me that you actually don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So what, from a mental standpoint, I don't think he knows where he is, let alone where the ball's supposed to go. And I can only put it down to the fact that Jesus is not on the pitch, because that's the only deciding factor in his performances pre-World Cup to post-World Cup. And Arteta, I'm going to give him a 7. I would love to give him an 8, but I can't because it wasn't a great performance. But you went away in a hostile environment where last week they beat Spurs 4-1 at home, and then you practically played them off the park. I know the performance wasn't great, but I showed you guys the stats, especially in the first half. It took Leicester 80 minutes before they had a single shot, and they weren't even in the game. So you got to give Arsenal credit for the domination, really. It's just a shame the performance didn't cap it off. I'll go straight to Gary on this because it looks like Tony's still doing his stats. Gary, you got the conch.
Yeah, happy with the win, obviously. Big 3 points. Not totally worried about the performance because at the end of the day, what matters is when that final whistle blows, if you won or lost or drawn, obviously. But as far as the performance goes, I still think we need to see Arteta making a few more changes, player-wise. You know, Xhaka has obviously gone off the boil since he's come back from the World Cup. He's not affecting games. You know, there's a couple of instances in the last couple of games where he's had that opportunity to shoot on his left foot, edge of the area, just inside the area, and he's declined. And we're trying to play that one pass too much. Martinelli seems like he's fallen off a cliff. You wouldn't believe it was the same player of, you know, beginning of the season or last season. He just looks lost. Trossard, more than happy with Trossard. More than happy when we signed him, and I agree with you, Apollo. I think he's a really good player, and when he's on the bench, he's wasted. Defensively today, I thought Ben White had a shocker. Was lucky to play the whole 90 minutes. Thought Saliba was okay. Probably just shaded Saliba. Zinchenko had a quiet game. Ramsdale had nothing to do. Saka didn't even know he was on the pitch, to be honest. He should have had a penalty in the first half. Was unlucky with the offside goal. Martinelli just about offside. Jorginho done okay. Wasn't really tested, but he was almost seemed to be in the right place at the right time, and that's what he brings to the team when Partey's obviously absent. So, all in all, not a great performance, but the main thing is we got the 3 points, which is what we were after. So my player ratings, obviously Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 6. Had nothing to do. Ben White is going to get a 4. Zinchenko gets a 4. Saliba 6. Gabriel 7. Who else we got there? Jorginho gets a 6. Trossard gets a 6. Martinelli gets a 6. Saka gets a 6. Arteta 6. I just don't think he just doesn't make the changes when necessary. You know, perfect game for Vieira today. There was so much space in that midfield. Odegaard looks tired. He gets the 5. And I just think Arteta's got to be brave. And sometimes you've got to say, look, it ain't your day today. You know, let's get you off. Let's give this guy 15, 20 minutes. You know, so much space. Vieira's that player. We just saw what he said. You know, give him the ball in the right areas. Today, he would have had the run of the play out there. You know, he would have found himself in pockets of space, sliding little balls through for on runners. But if he's on the bench, he ain't going to do that. So Arteta gets a 6 today. My man of the match, to be honest, I wouldn't know who to give it to. I don't think anyone stood out today well enough. But if I had to give it to anyone, I would probably give it to Gabriel as well, to be honest. I think he just was just slightly shaded Saliba. They was never in trouble. But, you know, it was a poor performance from everyone today. But we got the win. And like I said, that's all that matters. So that's my team ratings.
So reading some comments up before I go to Ebony and Tony. Cam says, can't argue with Apollo's ratings. Trossard did very well. Lucky goal got Varad, and was intelligent with his assists. He gets the nod for MVP, most valuable player. That's an American term. G says, Bournemouth starting 6 defenders. Damn, that's 3-0 to City. We looked so much better in general play with him out there. Trossard deserves another crack at it. G says, I felt that we should have put the game away to bed within 60 minutes, though early. Last 15-20 minutes, we got a bit sloppy. Leicester didn't do enough to deserve anything out of the match. And who gets credit for that, G? We do. Credit to Gabriel. He tends to fly a bit under the radar when it comes to praise, but he's turning into a really solid cornerback these days. He's definitely been better than Saliba lately. Pre-World Cup, Saliba was easily not just better than him, but better than any centre-back in the entire league. Cam says the front three actually looked like a unit with Trossard. Immediately became giveaway central after his substitution. Eddie starts for me, but Trossard on the left. And then he says our dominance didn't quite translate to the score. These are the wins that champions are made of, starting to count us out. No matter what the final outcome is, we're here to play until the very end. Ebony, because Tony's still working on stats at the moment.
All right. I will say that, you know, Arteta needs to get into making subs early. You know, I'm sick and tired of these like 80 minutes, 85 minutes, 82 minutes. It's like, you know, there are players on the pitch that look tired. You know, they're not performing well. Get them off at a decent time. And a decent time is literally half time. I thought from what I saw, because my streaming wasn't very good, I thought Ramsdale did okay. There were times when I wish he would actually pick the ball up and kick it out rather than, you know, do what Bernd Leno used to do and just wait until the opposing player comes too close. And he did. And in the footage that I saw today, he did that quite a lot, and it's really worrying. He's a brilliant goalkeeper, but he needs to know when to play the ball out with his feet. He needs to know when to pick the ball up and kick it out. So I'm going to give him 6. Ben White, he was atrocious. The amount of, from what I saw, you know, he just allowed his man just run past him. I'm giving him a 3. Saliba, he does what he does. Maybe he was a bit sloppy today, so I'm going to give him a 6. Gabriel was a bit better than him, and you know he is actually quite good at what he does. So I'm going to give him a 7. Zinchenko, you know, leader at the back. I think we look a lot safer when he's in the team, to be honest. I'm going to give him a 7. Jorginho, sluggish, slow. Yeah, I mean, he made a couple of good passes, but quite frankly, he just looked slow and sluggish. So I'm going to give him a 6. Erdegaard, didn't really see much of him, so I'm just going to give him a standard 5. My godson, he didn't really feature that much in the game, to be honest. So I'm going to give him a standard 5. Who else was there? Can you put the banner up, please?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Trossard, I love the guy. You know, I think, you know, he would look really good in a central position. So I'm going to give him a 7. Martinelli scored a goal. I thought he was sloppy today, but he did score a goal, so I'm going to give him a 6. And Arteta, I'm going to give him a 6. He needs, like I said, he needs to start making these subs early. Okay, and it's looking like, he also needs to drop some players as well. Ben White being one of them. I think he's looking tired. Who else needs to be dropped? And I do agree that Vieira needs to be brought on. If he's making that statement about Vieira, then he needs to start. So, and I also think today that we could have actually done with Tierney on the left today. I really do.
He has to start. He's been left out too long now.
Exactly. It's like if what's his name? If Ben White isn't doing what he's supposed to be doing, bring on Tierney. It's like because Ben White was our worst player today, in my opinion. He was actually our worst player. So So he should have actually made that substitution. He should have made it in half time, or maybe in about 60 minutes, and bring on Tierney, who is better in that position than Ben White. I'm not saying that Ben White is bad. I just thought that he wasn't very good today.
Yeah, and let's go to 18 says, I agree with Ebony. It's situational, though. Subs should work depending on the scoreline at the time. G says, Fulham after Sporting away will be tricky. Let's see how much Arteta will rotate these two for the Premier League games. Oh, no, for European. Is that right? Yeah. Would be great to have Jesus back. He's back, bro. He's back. He was left out and told he weren't going to make the bench today out of precaution because they don't want to rush him back. I don't think Leicester is a game you want to rush him back in, and probably even Everton, although I wouldn't be shocked if I saw him on the bench on Wednesday. So we can rotate between Saka, Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, Nketiah, Smith Rowe, and between Jorginho, Partey, and Xhaka. Yep. Ashley, good to see you, bro. Says, greetings. Another important away win. Can't wait to get Jesus back. He'll be a much needed oil in to the tiring machine and get him firing up again. Yeah, I think, like I said, the next 3 away games, and including today, actually, let's just pull up. Let's just pull up what we're talking about here in terms of the fixtures. Everton at home and Bournemouth at home. I don't think those are games that you really need Jesus back for. And I mean starting. I'm happy to put him on the bench if you want to give him a 5-10 minute run out to make sure his injury holds up and stuff, then I don't mind doing that. But get him ready for Sporting Lisbon on the 9th of March. Get him ready for that game, because the game after that is Fulham away, which is 3 days. So you can start to do a lot with your rotation, but you really, really want Jesus back to play in that Europe game. You really want him back. The 2 Premier League games against Everton and Bournemouth are both at home, both winnable, and I don't think that that's something you need to. I mean, it's one thing having a player back and it's nice, it's happy, and he's around the guys, but you need to understand that there are games down the stretch where we're going to need him. The longer you leave him out, the better it will be for us. And I know everybody wants to see him play, including me, but just take your time with this. Don't rush it, man.
I think you're 100% bang correct.
Yeah. 18 says, Ebony says Trossard will look good in a central position. Go on with the puns. Oh, no. You're so dirty. I don't even know. I didn't even read that before. Otherwise, I would have left it. Cam says, Asher, he's such a naughty boy, aren't you? Listen, she don't want you, boy. She don't want you.
18,
Cam says,
behave.
Cam says, the performance was fine. It was the disgusting referee that flattered Leicester, who did not. This is the thing. Like, we're all sitting around here saying we didn't play well, but we played well enough to nullify it, Leicester.
You know that Leicester, that referee.
To be honest,
how many fouls did Leicester get, and not one red card or not one yellow card?
But Leicester beat Spurs 4-1 there last week.
I don't.
But to be honest, Apollo,
they were absolutely.
We see how teams play against us now. They're not going to be expansive. Against Spurs, you can afford to be expansive because Spurs are a counter-attacking team. We play on the front foot. So them beating Spurs 4-1 is no relevance on the game that they played today. They couldn't afford to play like that against us.
Yeah. Because we get at
it's
you,
two
Tony.
completely different games.
We get at you. We get in your face. We rush you. We
Exactly.
rondo you, and we make it uncomfortable for you to play.
But they get frustrated to the point where they start injuring players, and it's like, well,
But
you know.
the Leicester game plan today was stay in the game for as long as possible. And come 75, 80 minutes, they started to expand. They started to press us. They started to come forward, long balls into the channels. That was their game plan. It didn't work, because they obviously couldn't get near our goal. One shot. I think they had one effort, which was off target.
But they only actually came alive when Vardy came on.
So let's address
the game plan.
Elephant in the room. Yeah, let's address the elephant in the room. The fact of the matter is Brentford showed the Premier League a way how to play Arsenal over the top by nullifying their pressing midfield. And in order to do that, you have to have the centre forward in order to make that happen. You've got to have someone who's big, strong, can look after the ball, bring others into play to take advantage of that. Not just that as well, is you need to make sure that you catch Saliba on a day off, because against Brentford, he had a day off. And the next game against Man City, he played Haaland off the park. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anyone from BBC or any of the pundits say. He completely played Haaland off the park. And it was only when Haaland went off to the other side, away from Saliba, that he was able to get his goal and that he gave something to the game. But Saliba played him off the park. So
we was talking about that, Apollo, during the stream. And wouldn't you have been inclined to say to Gabriel, go across with him? He's your man.
Yeah, I would. I would have done that. Yeah, I would. Because with somebody, with the thing with someone like City is, you're not playing City, you're playing Haaland, and that's reflective by the amount of goals he's got for them and the lack of goals from everywhere else. So it's like in the NFL, Tony, when you got an All-Pro wide receiver, you tell your cornerback, you're not playing left cornerback today. You're going where he goes. Yeah, you remember Deion Sanders? Yeah, remember prime time. I don't play in a position. I just play a man. Yeah, you put me on the best receiver on that team. That's my job for the day. That's what you pay me the millions for. I don't play in a position. I don't have a tag to say I'm in this part of the field. You just put me where you need to put me. And I think essentially when you have a defender as good as both of them, let's be complimentary to both of them. I think that yes, Ivan Toney is a challenge for anybody, but outside of Ivan Toney, I don't think there's anyone as good as him in terms of holding up the ball. So I don't really see us under that kind of pressure. My point is that you play against Aston Villa last week, they got Ollie Watkins, who isn't Toney. And then you play today against Iheanacho, who isn't Ivan Toney. So teams are going to try to play that advantage that other teams have had success against us, and they're going to come up short. Because it's one thing having a tactic to say this is what can hurt Arsenal. It's damn sure another thing to actually implement it if you don't have the right players. So that's the reason why I think there's going to be trouble there, Gary. Ebony, I'm going to let you carry on with your ratings.
Yeah, no, I'm done. I just think that we could have done with ESR today as well, because maybe take off
Exactly
on ESR.
I don't know why he's not giving him 5 minutes at least.
Yeah.
Leata says it's great to have a few big boys in the midfield and hopefully get one more in the summer. Bro, this team is getting stronger and stronger. They just got Partey back. Smith Rowe is back. Nelson wasn't on the subs bench, which was a head scratcher today. We could have done with him. Saka was quiet. I would have taken Saka off and put on Nelson. I mean, this is one of those games. Jesus is going to be back. We're now at a position where we can interchange Nketiah, so he won't be as tired before. Bro, look, it's gonna get a lot better. And this is where when we rotate, we start to see who turns up. Yeah, you're not stuck with the first same 11 every week now. You're just seeing who Tony, another NFL reference, running back by committee. Give them 2 to 3 carries and see which one you're going to lean on for the rest of the day. And that's what it's going to be like in this situation. Ashek says, Leicester was so open against United, and today they were incredibly compact. Teams have a set plan against Arsenal. Yeah, they did before the purple patch. And I think we're getting to that point. If we can win a few more games Ashik, then it will force teams to back off us again. Because in our tremendous run, when we was winning every week, that's what teams were doing. Teams were afraid to commit men forward to us because we would just ping them back and hit them on the counter. And it also says it's because Arsenal have the most errors leading to goals and teams rely on it now. Yeah, pretty much, especially over the last month. Tony, you got the conch.
Well, right. In terms of overall play, just want to bring up a couple of things. They're going to be self-explanatory, to be honest. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Oh, sorry. We were thinking along the same thing at the same time. So there we go. Jorginho had the most touches. He had the most passes complete. He had the 10 times possession won, which was the most, and he also made the most tackles. It's really funny how in a game of football in 90 minutes, 3 passes is the most tackles by any player on the pitch. But it just goes to show that actually the art of tackling is about positioning. If you position yourself in the right place, you make a lot of clearances, which is what Gabriel and Saliba are very good at. 7 duels, 1 interception, 1 foul, 1. I move on.
I do want to say something about that, Tony, because people in the chat might understand how it works. The tackling stat has been changed over the last few years in the Premier League, actually quite a while ago now. This comes down to a factor of tackling, duels won, and aerial duels won, and that's the reason why it's so. Basically, if a ball comes to you and you're in a tight space and you win it, that's not counted as a tackle, it's counted as a duel won. And that's the reason why, while it looks that the player's doing a little bit more, it goes to another statistic. It's a little bit silly in the way how they do that, but this is what the managers need, because they eye these stats for exactly every little pinpoint statistic they need in order for them to understand what their players are doing. So yes, he's probably made more tackles than 3. It's just that it will be split over different categories. I just wanted to explain that.
Yeah. Cool. So the next that we got is quite an interesting one, because with Gabriel Martinelli now scoring in the league, he's now on 9, equal with Bukayo Saka. Look at that, top under 21 players in Europe's 5 divisions. 3 of them are Arsenal players. Fantastic.
Brilliant.
There were just 4 shots in the second half. Arsenal had 3 and Leicester had just 1, which was their only effort of the entire game. But interestingly, no shots for Arsenal in the final 30 minutes plus injury time. Wow. No shots. Yeah, that's worrying, because last week, as I said, we had 4 shots in the first half. We had a further 16 in the second half, which could be tactical. Look, we totally battered Aston Villa last week in the second half. This week we were shot shy and we didn't create as much in the second half. Whereas, when you came on and you said, well, look, we're a second half team. We are a second half team, but we didn't really show it today. So I think
he went conservative. I think he definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that's a statistic that makes me just a little bit wary. Makes me think, you know what, we have got to sharpen up that for Wednesday. We've got to sharpen it up for all the rest of the games for the season, to be honest. To be stifled that way, means that Arteta needs to start looking and as you've just alluded to, improve his rotation, improve his XG, because that affects XG. If you're not creating opportunities and not having shots, then your XG goes down, and we need to improve on that. I'm just watching the Man City game at the same time, so forgive my thing. Now, I saw some stats come up on today's games, and I just thought, let me have a look at this statistic, bearing in mind that this is a player who has been earmarked as potentially, as a potential big move for us in the summer. So today, West Ham won 1-0. Declan Rice scored, which is his second goal of the season.
They won 4-0.
Sorry, they won
4-0?
4-0, and he scored. But this was his highest number of goals scored in a season, apparently. So Declan Rice has never scored more than 2 goals in a season. Not really sure, but it was funny because I look at the
Probably not going to be
matchup.
playing for West Ham.
Yeah. So you look at those stats, and obviously it kind of gives you a little.
Yeah, playing for West Ham, he's probably not going to score more goals than 2.
Yeah.
It's down to what the manager trains them to do, really, isn't it?
Well, not really, because if you're a good scorer of goals,
That's down to how the manager gets them to play. That West Ham have scored with the 4 today. West Ham have only scored 23 goals all season.
Yeah.
23 goals in 24 games West Ham have scored this season in the Premier League.
Wow.
They was on 19 before today.
Wow.
And
So
if you look at Jorginho last season in the Premier League for Chelsea had 6 goals and 2 assists. The year before that, he had 7 goals and 1 assist. And then before that, he had 4 goals and 2. So he's been, So and obviously he used to take some penalties for them as well. Not all of them, but some of them.
So yeah, I mean, those are the highlight statistics that really I thought, well, yeah, I'll bring that to the table today. There's not a lot else really. I didn't think anybody, was outstanding over anybody else. I can't name a man of the match, I'm afraid to say, because nobody.
Yeah, I struggled.
Nobody stood out above another player. Yeah, I mean, nobody had a poor game.
No, I disagree with that. I think there was a couple of poor performances.
Yeah,
White being one of them.
I think we was quite sloppy in the final third today. We was quite sloppy. Odegaard overrunning balls, passing when they should be shooting when they should be passing. It was quite sloppy, but
yeah,
we got the win. That's the main thing. That's all that counts.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'm not gonna really do gradings because they're 5, 6s, and 7s. Do want to talk about Trossard's ruled out goal, because had it not been offside by Martinelli, we would have been gloating about a worldie, because it was such a great
that was a foul by Ben White, wasn't it? It wasn't offside. It was a foul by Ben White. Silly foul. Hold him, but then at the point when he starts to jump, just let go.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So,
I'm just shocked the referees could find that, and they've been missing everything else.
Yeah. So just a shame that one was ruled out, because that would have been a beautiful goal for us to be gloating about and saying how good a game he's had. Because I thought he had a decent game today, and I'm glad that we've got him. I'm very glad that we got him.
Yeah, I'm glad you are, because I know how much the January transfer market meant to you. And to pick up,
City just got 1-0 up.
Oh God!
There's a surprise.
and to see Jorginho come in and Trossard, who are actually adding to the squad. I'm really happy that you're happy with him as a player.
Yeah. I mean, Jorginho. Yeah, I mean, he is an extension of what I said last week. He's Mr. Efficient. He's not going to set the world on fire with death-defying through balls, but what he does it effectively and efficiently. And yeah, I'll take that.
It's funny. In his first game against Brentford, I said to Gary at the end of the game, I said he was anonymous. I didn't see him much. I watched the game again, and he just looked quality. He just looked like he wasn't wasteful. His ball playing was progressive, and he just looked adept at building up play. And I've started to like him ever since. Got 2 questions here. Ashik says, Declan Rice or Jude Bellingham? Bellingham for me all day, mate.
Yeah, Bellingham.
Yeah,
agree.
Hey, here's the other question: Declan Rice or Caicedo?
Rice.
Caicedo.
Yeah, because
Cam says
It'll be an
Xhaka.
interesting. It'll be. I mean, at the moment, Dortmund are absolutely rampant, and Jude Bellingham is not the only star in that team. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been watching them, you know, this season, but literally they have been rampant.
Cam says
Dortmund have got a lot of good players. Again.
Yeah, Cam says Xhaka or Jorginho. That's easy for me. Jorginho.
In what role?
Jorginho's.
Yeah.
It would have to be the 6, wouldn't it?
They're
Because
they're totally different players.
yeah,
you might as well be comparing Ben White to Leandro Trossard.
So
I'll
don't
leave that one alone.
So guys, don't put your money on Xhaka at the 8 because he's been playing there this year and he's just filling in a role. Be sure that that's probably the first role to change position in this new setup that we're going to see moving forward in this young team. The team is still
better
growing.
in that role, though. He's been better in that role than in his previous role.
He was for the first half of the season, but since after the World Cup, he's been anonymous. And he's not reverting back to the old Xhaka because he's not in a position to. He's not playing in that 6, but has an 8. He's ineffective at the moment. And maybe if it was 1 or 2 games, we could say he's going for a patch. But it's been 4 or 5 games now. It's been 6 games actually. So it's time for a change. And someone like a Fabio Vieira has made his living playing at the 8 and the 10. So I don't know what's taken Arteta long enough. Jorginho, though, has got 39 goals in the 6. And I believe Xhaka's only got 20, 25, 26 or something like that. It's just 2 different players as well. Xhaka doesn't have, in my opinion, it's the temperament to control the game. He plays well in spots, but he's not the go-to type player. So what I mean by that is you depend on Partey to control a game. You depend on Rodri to control a game. You depend on Casemiro to control a game. If you're dependent on Xhaka to control a game, that's where we've gone wrong over the last 4 years. Yeah, it just isn't going to do it for you. He's just not commanding enough, especially in possession. And as a ball winner, he's one of the most reckless ball winners that we've had. He's got better. He's not going in to tackles the way he used to. Certainly not too fitting opponents anymore. Wenger and then Arteta have got him out of that. I remember in his first 2 years, Wenger said to him, "Don't go down on the floor when you're tackling the player anymore, and then you'll stop your red cards." People forget how many red cards this player's got since he came into the Premier League, more than any other player. So there's certain coaching things that Arteta has done to keep Xhaka out of problems. But there's one thing taking those elements out of his game, and there's another thing fitting him in to in a way that he can help you. But look, it's patchwork. But what we need is someone who can properly play that 8 role. And you had that in Sambi. Yeah, that Sambi's grooming to be in that position. Smith Rowe can play there and has been excellent in that Aaron Ramsey position, as I've always said. You know, Joe Willock's not here anymore, but he could play the 6 or the 8. And then, like I said, it's so many options that you have in that 8 role now. You're almost spoiled for choice. But I think the frustration is Arteta's putting him in there every week. He has been taking him off every game. Yeah, he never used to take off Xhaka until 5 games ago. Now Xhaka's coming off every game. So there's a slight change in Arteta's mindset with Xhaka. He's starting to see what we can see. And it's only a matter of time before he replaces the position as a whole.
So right, guys, gents, I'm going to have to go because I've got to go to the boxing. So I will check out.
Yeah, I was about to check us all out, guys. So, look, it's full-time Arsenal now. It wasn't pretty, but it's a big win. It's 2 back-to-back away wins. Martinelli's goal after the half has proved decisive for us to go 5 points clear. City's playing now. But as it stands, Arsenal 5 points clear. And we've got our game in hand on Wednesday. If we win that, it's going to be excellent. And then it's here from it. We're in the latter stages of the league, guys, now. 15 games to go now, coming up to 14. So it's the tail end of the season. So I'm really looking forward to how that works. Tony, what's your closing comments?
Enjoy your week, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday night, hopefully.
Excellent. And what's your closing comments, Gary?
Yeah, happy for the victory. Everyone have a good week and forward to Everton. And let's go get another 3 points.
And Ebony.
Yeah, we're going to get 3 points on Wednesday. Our game in hand. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And we're going to win the league.
And happy birthday to me on Monday as well.
Yes, happy birthday to you on Monday.
Happy birthday, boss.
I'll speak to you guys later. Have a great weekend.
Enjoy